Candy, did you hear the one about gaslighting?
No, Oodles. No, I did not.
Yeah, you did. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles the Narcissist, the podcast host extraordinaire. Joining me today, the definition of avarice and fiscal irresponsibility, it's Gadget.
Don't come for me like that. Rude.
It's true though, isn't it?
Shut up.
Also, the lustful and stubborn embodiment of sexual prowess, it's Biggie.
Yep, present and guilty.
And the anti-feminist, anti-progressive and anti-Christ herself, it's Candy.
Yeah, I'll take those. Hello.
And default Stig is currently away today because he's grounded for being a right naughty boy. He's grounded.
He kicked off on his birthday over a game of Scrabble. Just got grounded.
We did warn him.
Grounded. He's not allowed on podcast for a while. He's naughty.
Naughty.
But listeners feel good in the fact that knowing that he's listening to this alongside you. So when we say something, you can see Stig's little face going, "Oh no! They're talking about me and I'm not there!" His ears are going red right now. Oh! Hi, Stig. Anyway, how's everyone else doing? What a week we've had as individuals.
Yes. I actually have some umbrage with Stig, actually, just what I point out. I mentioned him. Just that he was upset about something to do with TikTok responses and that he was upset about being referred to as 50. I just want to know what his issue is with that.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? 50's the new 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a 50-year-old man, Biggie, have you had a good week?
No. Because I'm 50. But that's not the point.
I mean, Biggie, is there a problem with being 50?
Yeah. Just, I feel like I'm your granddad of the podcast.
Oh, bless you.
I feel I prefer Papa Biggie.
Papa.
Papa.
Daddy, Big Daddy. Candy, you had a good week, mate. You're not 50 yet.
Not yet.
Nearly 40
No.
now.
Well, yeah, nearly 40. It's not. I'm kind of close, but yeah, no, I'm not really feeling that old actually this week. Just a little bit rickety. Some things are cracking more than they used to.
Oh God.
Some things are a bit dustier than they used to be.
Oh, God, haunted. Oh, Gadget, how's your week been, mate?
My week's been fine. I've been playing video games and walking the dog a lot.
Oh.
And I've had my ass stitched, and that's all we'll talk about with that.
It's true. There was just so
I'd love
much
to say
shit.
it's a joke.
It's just he's had it stitched shut. And
I'd love to say it's a joke.
He gets a lovely woman called Helen comes around every morning and just like pumps his stomach. There's a new weight loss technique.
I actually went to work the other day with a nappy on for the first time in my life.
Oh, mate.
Did you wear any trousers to cover it up, or you went just like that?
Just in a nappy. It wasn't a nappy. It wasn't like a Huggies. It was a man pad, but just in case. There's a little bit of blood.
Just walking in his nappy with his socks and his little sock suspenders. See his little hairy knobbly knees.
Don't make me laugh too much. It hurts. It really does hurt. Oh, but I'm fine. I'm well. I'm not well. What's a lie? I'm not fine. I'm fucking dying.
You know what'll make you feel better?
I was bad, but
what, mate? What would make me feel better?
A bit of Biggie's breaking news.
Oh, what a segue. Get into it.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
Baby, here I am, I'm the newsman on the scene. I could give you what you want, but you gotta come home with me. I've got some more good old stories, and I got some more in store. When I get through throwing it on you, you gotta come back for more. Boys and things that come by the dozen, they ain't nothing but podcast loving. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm too news to handle now. Get around.
Yes!
That's brilliant.
One thing about being 50, he's got funkier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. His
More soul, there's
his
more soul.
His shoulder might be frozen, but his hips are rocking.
Come on,
It's all
Biggie, I
happening
need
down
this
where
news.
it needs to count.
I need this news because I've had such a bad week. I've not looked at the news because doom scrolling when you're poorly is the worst fucking hobby on the planet. Yeah. So let's go. Cheer me up.
I feel you. Well, hopefully you were one of the people that voted at the BAFTA Games Awards. Lara Croft was voted most iconic character ever. It's apparently been 28 years since Tomb Raider introduced gamers to Lara, and she's gone through various changes.
I said, cheer me up.
The Shelley Blonde, who was the actress who originally voiced Lara, said that she's gone from being very pointy and childlike in drawing to very filmic. Lara beat the likes of Mario and Sonic for the title in the poll of gamers.
Tits win every time.
Yeah. The other people in the list were Pac-Man, who was 6th in the rankings. He was picked by Mario, who ranked 2nd. Hitman's Agent 47 in 3rd. Sonic the Hedgehog at 4.
Representing the bolts.
Sackboy from Little Big Planet, who came in at 5th.
Sackboy.
And making up the rest of the 10 were Link from Legend of Zelda, Halo's Master Chief, Kratos, God of War, and of course, because it's not an old list, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3.
No, fuck off. Like, I love Shadowheart, but she's not an iconic
one game
character.
No.
Agent 47 more iconic than Master Chief.
More iconic than
I don't
Link?
believe that either. We've discussed this in our Discord. Like, my top 10 would be like Master Chief, not in any order. My top 3, sorry, not in any order, but like Mario, Master Chief, Sonic, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know the iconic? They usually, I mean, Mario and Sonic definitely they're just cartoons, and cartoons are easier on your eyes anyway. But I kind of get. I've had a thought about. I've been thinking about it. I kind of get why Lara Croft's there now because the evolution of that character is much more poignant than the evolution of Mario and Sonic.
Oh yeah, like I've got no qualms with Lara Croft being in the list. It's just weirding me out that you've got Agent 47, Sackboy, and Shadowheart in it.
Shadowheart in it is ridiculous.
Oodles was one of 4,000 people that apparently voted in the poll on their website. But it shows you it's not a massive number of people,
I
really.
believe I voted for Mario if memory serves me correctly. I think I picked Mario because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think I picked. I remember doing it. I think I picked Mario as well. Yeah, just it's so weird.
Because it's fucking Mario.
Yeah, like people who aren't gamers know who Mario is.
They'll go, yeah, that's Mario, and he's got a brother called Luigi. That's how popular he is. They know his brother. Oh yeah, cool with that. I'm cool with that though. Lara Croft, the evolution on that character is a lot better than any other evolution of that character on that list. There's no, you can't deny that character's gone from poster woman to an actual real, like the last Tomb Raider game I played. There was a lot of, it wasn't woman in peril, it was men in peril because woman is there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Which is great. It's what you want to see.
I mean, God, do you remember the bad days of the 90s when you had like Lara Croft? It was FHM she was on, or Loaded or something like that, like on the Lads Mag.
And the Lucasade adverts.
Oh, no, I loved it. What do you mean the bad
chest.
days? Those were the glory days.
See, told you she's anti-feminist.
Triangles.
I remember when Pixels was coming out and couldn't wait, and oh, how disappointed we were.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm cool. I'm at peace with that decision. That's all I can say on that. At peace. Next.
Well, I'm just going to give you the title of the IGN article. How hidden Nazi symbols were the tip of a toxic iceberg at Life is Strange developer Deck 9.
I've heard
moment
about
just to
this.
take that in.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shit coming out about Deck 9. Deck 9, obviously, not Don't Nod. Deck 9 were the ones who took it over after Don't Nod went off and did something else.
Don't Nod.
These are the ones that did True Colors, and what was the one after that? Oh, fuck's sake, I can't remember what the other one is. There was True Colors, and then there was the one about the trans lad. Tell me why.
It was
that was
called
it. Tell me why.
Life is Strange, the trans lad. That's what it's called.
Tell Me Why is what it was called. Yeah, apparently there was a really horrible, toxic work environment there, but some developers were putting a lot of the number 88, which is a Nazi thing.
Yes, and I also heard that the trans part in Tell Me Why was shoehorned in by uppers to like bring the left over, keep them sated and keep them happy.
But it says here,
not a story-wise decision, more. Like,
no, I don't think it was necessarily that because that's like core to the game. Like,
it was never a right-leaning game in the
I've
first
never
place.
played. I've absolutely never played it.
No,
so
it is a full game where you play as a trans man who's.
And I heard that from
it.
the comments section, not the actual.
That's you see, that's where you've got it wrong there.
That's
Rudels.
the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. I'm poorly.
What you had was issues where people at the CEO level were protecting like people who abusive leaders who were kind of either psychologically or sexually abusive. There was a crunch culture there, bullying of individuals who were advocating for more authentic representation, stuff like that. And a lot of the crunch was based on the C-suite doing a shitty deal with Square Enix to make the games faster and faster and faster, and not passing that money down to the staff. It was all going up with like bonuses at the top end.
There's a great quote here where it says, for instance, multiple people record an incident during True Colors development where Square Enix, who are also involved, told multiple developers it didn't want Life is Strange to be thought of as the gay game.
Oh, of course they said that. But
I mean, all the Life is Strange games have been pretty fucking gay.
Pretty gay,
super gay.
The first one the only one I've played, the original one, is pretty fucking gay. That.
Yeah, they all have a gayness to them.
Remember the hedonistic days of like, I don't know, Bethesda, for instance, when I think it was Obsidian actually, where if Fallout New Vegas doesn't hit 85 on Metacritic, you don't get your bonuses and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got 84 on Metacritic.
Yeah, it got and one off, and you're like, sorry lads.
It almost killed Obsidian.
Yeah, so these kind of practices are you're not supposed to hear about them now, though. That's the thing. That's the shock. It's now.
Also, I put this in the news section. Not because I prefer to sort of focus on nice news and good and exciting things that are happening, but I think there's a responsibility to call out and make people aware of these shitty companies. Not to dwell on it, but just. You know,
I think especially it's also it's men in power abusing women. Really,
it's always men in power abusing women. Unfortunately,
there's one bit of the article.
I think it's interesting when you've got again. I'm like Udas. I'm not actually properly. I played the demo of the original game, but I haven't played fully any of these games. But I understand the themes and what they represent as well. And then I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I think that's really interesting where your character has these interactions, relationships with your party, and you can go in any direction with anyone that you want, and it gives you that choice.
Yeah, but the game does that well because it doesn't
done it.
But the game does it well because it doesn't call upon that. It doesn't make note of that. It's just an option.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the best thing about it. It's just like the norm, if you want to call it that. In that world, it's just the norm.
It's the gold standard for what games should be.
I agree. Yeah. I absolutely agree. But yeah, again, I'm a big fan of Square Enix as a publisher and a developer, but there seems to be two different sides to that coin with that company lately, because I keep hearing a lot of bad, dark shit coming from them. And sometimes
the
I've got to sit down.
The HR team as well, from reading through that article, have not.
I've got to sit down
giving
there.
the right advice or doing the right thing either.
Yeah, but I've got to do what the stance I did with Blizzard games. Sometimes I've just got to vote with my wallet and stop supporting, because it's a conviction that I stand by. Like, I haven't gone back to Blizzard. I was the most obsessed Hearthstone player on the planet, and now I don't play it. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't believe in that. I'm getting that way with Ubisoft at the moment as well. So
yeah,
do I make that stand officially? I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still real, because it makes some of my favourite games ever, and it's a tough hill to climb, that one, I think. But it sucks, and it does need to be called out. I agree. Excellent. Next.
Nicely put, everyone. Sea of Thieves reportedly a key test for more Xbox games on PS5. Although we probably already knew this. This month's PS5 release of Sea of Thieves is to see whether more Xbox titles will be ported over to Sony systems. Tom Warren of The Verge reports in a new article detailing executive changes at Xbox. It said sources close to Warren tell of continued discussions around evaluating what current Xbox exclusives will be brought over. The success of Sea of Thieves is key, and it mentions here, where did I see it? Currently, the game, the base game and the premium edition are two of the three best-selling pre-orders on Sony's marketplace in the UK.
I think it'll do really well.
With only Stellar Blade beating it in the USA, the premium edition is third.
Yeah,
it'll do really well, Sea of Thieves. Sony haven't got that kind of game. They just haven't got it.
No, because Sony haven't really... Sony's attempts at focusing on live service games haven't resulted in fun games. They've resulted in...
Destiny, which is a stress.
Or Foam Stars, which no one really cared about.
No, that fell
into that one game that you're playing that
Helldivers.
Done well, hasn't it? Yeah.
I think that came out of nowhere. That wasn't a plan. That just fucking That was just.
But it is exclusive, isn't it? At the minute.
Yeah. So like the idea that Sony's had so many misses and one hit with live service games.
It's not very good. That's not good odds, is it?
No, considering the amount of money you invest in them. Whereas.
And where Xbox, on the other hand, they are the kings of live service games. Xbox always have been.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
There's also an element of Sea of Thieves is actually a pretty family-friendly game. There's no blood in it.
Yes.
There's very little violence in it, and whenever you are fighting things, it's skeletons.
And you can put the annoying guy in the brig, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Noodles. But there is a much broader audience for something like Sea of Thieves than there is for Helldivers. Helldivers is still an 18, so you're not going to get many kids playing it, but you can, because you can play split screen co-op as well on it. You can run a ship with your family. So
I think it's going to sell really well.
I think so too.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for it not to. And again, I've been sent a code from a previous Xbox exclusive that's now on Switch, and I'm currently playing it. I'm not ready to review it yet, but I don't have to be serious. It's Pentiment. I'm currently reviewing that on Switch, and so far, so bloody good. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to see these games that I've not had access to starting to come through, and I didn't have to pay for it. Wait, it's even better. You know what I mean? I'm in that luxurious position. But again, it's just nice. It's nice to see. It's nice to see this happening, because I rag on about Xbox all fucking time, but there's some games that they've got in our catalogue that I'm like, oh, I want that. I mean, I want that. I want that on my
speaking of one of them,
go.
You're not going to like it.
Uh-oh.
Xbox is the #1 platform for Diablo 4 players, says Xbox president.
No thanks.
Whilst the franchise has long been associated with dedicated PC fan base, an email sent from Xbox president Sarah Bond this week intimates that the most recent Xbox president Sarah Bond this week intimates that the most recent release, Diablo 4, which was acquired by Microsoft as part of its $68.7 million acquisition, is most popular on the Xbox console system, even though the RPG is available on PC and PlayStation consoles too.
Let them have it.
That's because I know a lot of people who sat when it was announced that Microsoft were going to be buying Activision Blizzard said, I'll wait for Diablo 4 to hit Game Pass.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say that. And again, I know a lot of people just won't play it anymore.
And there's also like a cadre of people who don't want to pay £70 for it, so they've waited it for it to hit Game Pass. Because also, it is on Game Pass PC as well.
And remember when Diablo 3 came out, about 6-7 months later, it became £20.
And it became good at that point as well, because it was broken as fuck for the first 6-7 months.
It was good, yeah. Ah, dear me. That
Anyone
is
out
the
there
beauty of Game
got
Pass.
a cheap copy of Diablo 4 for sale at all?
Yes, I've got one. Yeah, I've been trying to flog it since day one, mate.
I know you.
No one wants it.
Giving you a shout for it.
Yeah. Come on, buy it. Got other games as
Anyone?
well. I can't shift. Anyone, come on. Bids. I'm not
throw
doing
something else in there with it. What are you going to throw in there with it? Just to shift it.
These Elton John glasses.
Oh, sold.
Yes. Anyway, next.
Well, a bit of good news. Xbox sets up a game preservation team and wants the biggest technical leap ever for its next-gen system. That's according to Windows Central, which today published a report stating that Xbox President Sarah Bond again had recently written to Xbox staff to reaffirm the company's commitment to hardware development, which will be welcome news for many Xbox fans, and a plan to future-proof Xbox digital libraries to build on Xbox's strong history of delivering backward compatibility.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if they just build the next Xbox-based stuff, like upgrading the current architecture, then things should just naturally be backwards compatible.
It's good. That's good. That's pro-consumer.
I think that's also just a hallmark of Microsoft. Like, Windows has some weird shit that's backwards compatible with stuff from like the 80s. Like, Windows can accept, you know, your F keys on the top of your keyboard. There used to be 20 of them. Windows can still accept an F20 input on Windows 11.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing, I mean, let's be real. Since the Xbox has existed, it's always been backwards compatible. There's never not been a point where it hasn't been.
The Xbox One was a bit funny with it. It didn't really do it that well, and they kind of discouraged it.
But it still did it. And now you can download nearly every Xbox One, original Xbox game on the new one.
They did put a software update to enable backwards compatibility on the Xbox One.
Yeah, were they the ones that, or was it Sony or both, that you had to have the original disc in the system or something to play backwards compatible game? There was some lock or something, wasn't there?
No, that was the 360.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah, that's just because there were no digital download Xbox games.
Yeah, it didn't exist then.
Oh, okay.
There was no choice. But yeah, the Xbox is still the only place I can go and, for instance, play Lost Odyssey, which is a game I adore, but it's trapped in the 360 generation. So I played it on my Series S when I had it. You know what I mean?
That reminds me, I need to send you a YouTube video. I seen a 2.5 hour Lost Odyssey retrospective yesterday.
That's the real Final Fantasy 11. Yes. But yeah, yep. That's cool. It's good. Anything that's positive for consumers is good in my book. Next.
Oh, shit. You're not going to like this story.
No.
We already know, though. Dragon Quest XII still missing in action. A series producer is reassigned at Square Enix. The next long-awaited installment of the classic RPG franchise was announced back in 2021, but we've seen nothing of the title. And even back then, there was only a logo. With that in mind, it's a little concerning that Square Enix is now replacing series producer Yu Miyake, who's worked on numerous Dragon Quest projects since joining the company in '92. He's apparently off to oversee the publisher's smartphone division. Yay! And his replacement
they're managing him out.
has yet to be officially confirmed.
Like, yes, he is one of the best producers that they've got. He is slow. They're all slow. They are slow at making Dragon Quest
all over
games.
again.
Yes, they are slow, but when it pops, it pops. Do you know what I mean? Why shift guard? Surely there at some point now where they can be showing it off. Surely it's at some level.
Well, I picked it for our famous Fantasy Critic Gaming League, just in case it was going to get released this year.
It was supposed to last year.
I would assume that if they're removing a producer like Yu Miyake, that it's being rebooted in some step.
Yeah, I think it's going to be changed completely.
It's going to be another couple of years, I think. Sounds like to me it's in development hell.
Yeah, which it's because out of the Follow 11, that's it. It's like it's the same curse, but Square Enix managed it back. Well, it was Square back then. Following Final Fantasy VII was the insurmountable odds, but they somehow managed to at least make a competent game, not a good game, but a competent one with Final Fantasy VIII.
Did take a while.
Footage in the end of that?
No, it was just a bit of music and a title card.
And a paragraph on there, it's a darker version of the Dragon Quest story, and everyone's like, no, we don't want a darker version of Dragon Quest. We don't want a gritty reboot.
Maybe it's too dark.
Yeah, can't see it.
Maybe they pulled in Ben Starr to like growl and say fuck a lot of times.
Oh, I hope so.
No, not in Dragon Quest. I don't hope so at all. It's not that kind of series, mate. But
neither was Final Fantasy for a long time.
No, I've got the new Mana game coming out, so that'll tide me over for a while because that looks Dragon Questy as fuck. And that's not an Xbox exclusive.
No, you'll finish it in a weekend as well.
So I would finish a new Dragon Quest in a weekend.
True.
Makes no odds. But yeah, it's such a shame because everything he touched were gold. I mean, again, he's the producer, he's not the director, he's not the writer, but producers have got a massive role when it comes to game development. So there will be, I think there'll be a noticeable drop in quality, personally. But I'd like to be proven wrong. Next.
Over to the world of film and TV. Dune Part 3 is in development with Denis Villeneuve at Legendary, along with an adaptation of Nuclear War, a scenario.
Oh. No.
I think it's a little bit misleading for Dune Part 3 to say it's in development. I think the script's probably already written, but
storyboard in it.
Denis himself has said he doesn't want to film it yet because he wants the actors to age up a little bit.
Because they should in the book.
Nice. Yeah, well, because the gap between the end of the first Dune book and Dune Messiah, it's about 12 years.
Yeah.
So some of that they can do with makeup, but I think he wants them to actually age up in terms of their voices and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with him. Let him do other stuff. He's a visionary master, just savant. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah, I think Rendezvous with Rama will be next.
Let him cook.
Interesting to see what he does with Nuclear War, though. That would be an interesting one.
Yeah, it would. I mean, visually, it's going to be amazing.
What is that,
I started reading that years ago.
It's a graphic novel, if I remember rightly.
There's a graphic novel and there's a novelization of it as well.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm thinking of a different book. This is a book that came out this year.
What are you about?
Nuclear War: A Scenario.
I must be then.
Nuclear War: Scenario is a 2024 non-fiction book by American journalist Annie Jacobson. It outlines the timeline of a hypothetical first strike against the continental United States by North Korea.
Great.
What the fuck am I thinking of then?
Oh, I'm thinking of Nuke
for that one.
I'm thinking of Nuke. It's a different one. I don't know what you're thinking of.
No idea.
A boy and his dog.
I don't know.
However, the Book of Eli.
Maybe.
We've got some cheery movies coming out, haven't we?
I am going to put that on the old wish list, though.
Yeah, I'm just
sounds really fucking interesting.
I'm like, I like discovering things. I like this podcast. It's a good podcast.
You won't like the next bit of news.
Oh, come on.
Sorry. A fifth The Matrix movie is in the works at Warner Brothers.
Oh, no.
With Drew Goddard, not Lana Wachowski, as director.
Why would it go from 1 to 5, though?
Quintology, mate.
Nice.
Oh, you mean... Oh, I missed that joke, sorry. Yeah, wow. And the fans go mild, yeah?
What can they do with that anymore? It's either just do a fresh reboot.
Reboot the second one, because the reboot the first one. This time he's fighting 500 Agent Smiths in a basketball court.
Bring back Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. Or just don't.
Bring back Lawrence Fishburne.
Don't bring anyone.
You know what I mean?
Don't bring back anyone.
Don't bring back the film.
No. Just no.
Bring back the Merovingian again. I want him back again. I want him back again. He was in the last one as well.
Was he?
In the last one. Yeah, he's a vagrant. He's like fallen from grace. It's still him though. Oh God.
Bring back Monica Bellucci though.
Woo, yeah. But the Matrix is like diminishing returns since the end of the film. It's just been getting worse and worse and worse. It's ridiculous. Like when people say, "Oh, I love the Matrix films," like you don't. You love the first one, and you like the idea of the other films.
Watch the Animatrix. Much better.
Yeah,
Animatrix is great.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. What a fucking wasted IP. Ugh. Next.
Well, I'm interested in Noodles on this one. You already know this, but I'm just going to tell you about it again.
No.
Julia Garner to star as the Silver Surfer in Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four. She'll play a Shalabal version of the character in the movie. I don't know anything about this.
No, she'll play the character Shalabal. Not a Shalabal version.
Not Shalabal.
That's what it said in the news. Don't.
No.
Don't shoot the messenger. Do you know what I mean?
I'm correcting the news, not the news reader.
Do my job.
There's nothing wrong with this. Shalabal's a character that's existed for 50 years.
I have enjoyed watching the fucking so-called Marvel fans kicking off about this. Oh,
how can the Marvel fans not know who Shalabal is?
Because they're not really Marvel fans.
Okay.
They don't know the lore. Kicking off thinking it's Disney going woke and putting a woman in a role that's a man's
there's been
role.
only one Silver Surfer?
That's what they think.
There's only been one. There's been at least 30 different Silver Surfers.
I can't believe you mentioned...
One of them was a dog.
Aunt May.
Aunt May was a Silver Surfer. Yes, this is true.
That blew my mind when you said that.
I happened on... It was on Reddit. Someone had taken a screenshot of someone kicking off about this Julia Garner news. And he'd written 2 sentences on Twitter and managed at the same in 2 sentences to be sexist, racist, anti-Semitic, and really wrong in 2 sentences. It's a skill these people have. It was impressive.
Yeah, you've got to respect their tenacity.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to respect it. You just have to look at it and go, "Wow, the brain rot is real with you people."
Wait till they find out that Captain America's not right wing. Oh, God. What are they going to do then?
He's a big old lefty.
He's so left it hurts. He's almost communist. Oh, God. Wait till they find out that he doesn't like guns. I love it. I love when and it seems to be people younger than like the millennial generation, people that are discovering this stuff like after the fact. And
I think it's the perpetually online.
It probably is the perpetually online that have never read a book in their life.
Yeah.
They just read Reddit and 4chan. That's my Marvel, 4chan.
Wow.
I tell you what, that's a funny. That reminded me of that. Do you know in the Marvel Universe who invented the 4chan parallel website in the Marvel Universe? Dr. Doom. I can't remember what it was called, but it sounds something like 4chan, and he made it to post fake news and stuff and like try and scare people and stuff like that. So that's who they've got on their side. Dr. Doom, one of the most vicious evil baddies in the universe. I hope they're proud of themselves. Fucking idiots. Yeah, bring it on. Many Silver Surfers as you want. It's not a very exciting character anyway. It's a bit of a dull character in general, but that's beside the by.
Just someone who turns up and goes, "Death is coming for you."
Yeah, Galactus is coming. Get ready.
Literally just a herald.
That is it. That is all. There's nothing much more to that character.
There's someone at the door.
Yeah, it's a butler basically. You know what I mean? A cosmic butler. But yeah, never mind. Bring it on. Next.
Okay, here's 2 quickies for you. Scream 7. Courtney Cox is in talks to play Gale Weathers once more. And Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan officially back for Freaky Friday 2.
Okay, on point 1, why? On point 2, why?
Well, point 1, I will say I hope she gets that dreadful haircut back. Do you remember the one with the fringe?
Yes.
Oh, what a cracker.
What? Why are they making Freaky Friday 2? Like, Lindsay Lohan's a grown-ass woman now. Like, I mean, she was a grown-ass woman back then, to be fair, but she could still play a teenager.
Are they going to pretend that how hard it is after menopause or something like that? Oh, no. Oh, no, I've got vaginal dryness. What am I going to do with my life?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I've got to have HRTs. Oh, no.
Jamie Lee Curtis has to go to work in some hip and fancy place that her daughter works at, and she has to deal with modern-day sexism. She'll be an advertising executive or something like that. She'll be
yeah. No, she'll work for Google.
Yeah, or and she'll be like earning ungodly amounts of money, but still claiming it's so hard to exist in her world.
Yeah. Ugh. And then Jamie Lee Curtis will be like, "How do I start this car? How do I fill up this electric car with petrol?" Wacky. I can't wait. Day 1. Stig will watch it anyway with his unlimited pass he's got.
I mean, the first film wasn't even that good. Like, the original Freaky Friday film was great.
I like the original. Yeah, and Scream, I've only seen the first one. That's the Wes Craven one. Has he done? He did 3 Wes Craven, didn't he?
He did 3. Yeah, he did 3. I mean, the second 2 aren't.
I've only seen the first one.
They're not. The second 2 aren't dreadful. The second one is pretty good. Third one not.
I think
the third one's the one with Jay and Silent Bob in it, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is.
I think the problem with the Scream series, like continuing on and on and on, is it's kind of
Wes Craven got older.
No, it's become a victim of what it was satirizing in the first place.
Yeah.
The parody of the parody.
Yeah, like Scream really I mean, the sequels don't take away from the original Scream, but the sequels are missing the point that the original point was the first Scream Wes Craven taking the piss out of slasher films.
Yeah, and doing that like you won't know who the killer is, and we didn't know who the killer was because it was more than one per that kind of twist was good then.
The postmodern thing, you got like
it was good. Like,
Jamie Kennedy on the TV, like going to the rules of horror films and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was meta, and I don't know the other two, so they might be good. Maybe Screaming Review coming 2025. Who knows?
No thanks.
Who knows? No thanks. Next.
Sexy motherfucker. Ryan Coogler to produce new Prince musical movie.
Oh, yes. Yes, is that the news? Yeah, that's the kind of news I want to see, mate. That's the kind of news.
I thought he'd be happy, though. He's got a good...
he's track record.
Good list of movies. He's done Creed, Black Panther...
Yeah.
Other stuff.
I don't know if you've seen Purple Rain. I don't know who'd get to play Prince. It'd be an unknown. Have you seen Purple Rain?
How about Remy?
Oh, Remy good, yeah. Bit tall, though. They're going to put him in a pit.
Yeah, they have to have a dinky guy.
Cut out a trench everywhere he has to walk.
You need a dinky guy. You need someone that can convincingly shred a guitar, even if they can't play it. They need to convincingly shred it. Because they always get that wrong. And Gadget, that's infuriating, isn't it?
Drives us mad. If you watch the that Crossroads film with Ralph Macchio in it,
it's so bad when he
watching
does
him.
watching him Georgia.
Yeah, watching him mime Devil Went Down to Georgia or Eugene's Trick Bag is so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
Even Michael J. Fox, who could play guitar, his miming of Johnny B. Good was bad.
And he can play it. He's done it live with Parkinson's disease.
Yeah,
had me fooled.
No, mate, no. It's
I
terrible.
don't play the guitar, so I can only just say what I saw.
In Back to the Future, that bit where he's like at the very opening, when like auditioning for the Battle of the Bands thing, where he's playing Huey Lewis. That's Michael J. Fox playing.
It's your brother Marvin. You know that sound you were talking about.
But yeah, the Johnny B. Good sequence he didn't play, and he mimed badly.
Oh.
Yeah. But like I said, we had Purple Rain, but that was more of Prince directing himself to be the hero.
And it was Prince's ego given a $30 million budget, is what it was,
and a massive motorbike for such a small guy.
And lots of string vests.
Like an air freshener on it.
Lots of string vests. I adore that man so much, and I hope they do a warts and all. They never do, but I hope they do, because he was a troubled man. He got indoctrinated in certain religions and stuff like that.
He was, but he was also crippled.
They abused his money, though. They abused his money because of the indoctrination and stuff like that. And then he did a lawsuit against them. He got out of it. But before he died, he was a great guy and just clean man, and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he died.
What happened to Prince? What? How come he died?
He was addicted to painkillers because he'd hurt his back in the mid-90s on stage, fallen off stage.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd gotten addicted. It might have been Oxycontin or something like that. Like that
fentanyl as well.
One of those ones. Basically, he accidentally overdosed and he just collapsed in the lift in his house and died.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Awful. Absolutely. That day when I got woke up by my wife, like she's like, she went, "Don't panic," and I was like, "Do you know when someone says don't panic?" And I sat up in bed and she went, "Prince has died," and we're like, "No!" That was bigger than Bowie and everything to me. That one, that was the big one.
2016 was such a weird year for it, wasn't it?
Yeah. The 69 Club, wasn't it? A lot of people died at 69 and stuff like that. Oh, God. Oh. Awful. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I will be day one for a Prince film. Absolutely will be day one for that. If he's got the licensed music.
What if it's like that David Bowie one that you watched?
I don't want it to be like that. Starman. I don't want it to be like Starman. Oh no, they had to call it The Starman because the song's called Starman. They weren't allowed to do that. And he was going, "I'm an astronaut in space."
Off to Letters Street.
He just comes into the audition. "What do they call you, kid? Son of the king."
yeah. Princess.
And he's like, he wears red, not purple.
I mean, since Prince has died, a lot of his tracks have gone into media now. So maybe we'll get away with it now because he was a very litigious man.
He was.
He wasn't as bad as the Beatles, because the Beatles famously didn't do anything digital until Rock Band. Remember that?
Yeah. And then they put everything on Spotify and they got the top 10 for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I'm up for that. Ryan Coogler, I trust him. Bring it on. That's a good news story. That I appreciate that. It's cheered me up. Next.
Cool. Make way. Moana 2 is coming soon.
Why?
It'll feature a 3-year time jump.
Saved the world though in Moana 1.
Yeah, why do they need another
Well,
Moana
apparently this
film?
one, it's been 3 years since her first voyage. Moana is on an expansive journey in search of people beyond the shores of Motunui.
Yes.
Motunui.
Pacific
Motunui.
Islands.
Yeah, over there. Joined by Maui and a brand new crew of unlikely seafarers. She must journey to the far seas of Oceania and into dangerous, long-lost waters for an adventure unlike anything she's ever faced.
Why? Moana was just a perfectly lovely film.
I think it was a lovely one and done. Like Wall-E and Up.
Yeah. You don't
Leave it,
need a
just leave
sequel
it.
to it.
It's one of
There's
my
like
favourite
Toy
Disney
Story
films, but
warranted a sequel because the second one was better than the first.
Disney have historically done sequels to nearly all of their films. They just go under the radar, like Return of Jafar and The Lion King. Actually, the Lion King sequels were pretty good.
I preferred Empire Strikes Back.
Tarzan
to be
2. Empire Strikes Back's not Disney. It is now, but it wasn't.
Never watch Return of Jafar. My God, it's so bad. And it's Homer Simpson doing the voice of Genie. Not having it.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Dan Castellaneta. Now, you see,
Yeah.
the problem is Moana is a wonderful film.
I think it is. It's special.
And it tells a wonderful story and gives a lot of kind of Polynesian and Hawaiian lore and history and that kind of thing to it. Like even just the concept of Maui himself, like the song that The Rock sings, gives you so many descriptions of what the god is actually like in a very short little song.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need to explore beyond that. Like if Moana is exploring beyond Motunui, like you're just going to get it to find fucking Australia or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's Aborigines in. I don't even know when it's set though, Moana, because it could be. What if she gets to a cut and it's like 19th century?
Well,
I was like, "What are you doing here?"
It's a pretty timeless film.
Yeah,
you would assume it would be.
What if she ends up in fucking Europe?
You would assume it would be before the 15th century when
you'd expect it to be, yeah, because there was a lot of the Portuguese were around those times, weren't there?
Yeah,
the Portuguese are coming for you.
I just don't think that there is a need for a sequel to Moana. In the same way that most Disney films don't tend to need sequels. Toy Story is the exception, because I think Toy Story had a world you could explore further. No, they're great, but like Toy Story had a world you could explore further.
The difference being back in the day, they would just go straight to video and there'd be no we didn't have the internet to find out about these things. You just get them in a Happy Meal or something.
The Fox and the Hound 2.
That film didn't need a sequel. Fuck's sake.
Spaghetti harder.
That's Lady and the Tramp.
I don't know.
But that did have a sequel. Did you think Lady and the Tramp were about a fox and a dog kissing spaghetti?
I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Spaghetti me not.
Stop making me laugh, my bullets.
Fafangul.
Oh God!
But
I need a sequel to Bigamy. That's what I need.
I think you would think after the baths Disney have recently taken on their sequels, like I'm thinking Lightyear. They've put a lot of money into sequels to films that didn't need to exist.
Yeah, Monsters University.
Oh, it was shite.
It wasn't.
We watched it a lot us when my son was little because he loves both of them. But when you think about it, Monsters Inc. was the perfect one and done. It's as perfect as The Matrix, as a one and done.
Most Pixar films work as a one and done, and since I guess
there were no Bugs Life 2.
I guess maybe with the exception of Frozen, I think most
Incredibles,
most Disney animation films, not Pixar, most Disney animation films,
Disney. Yeah,
have worked well as well. Like Tangled 2 was shite.
Yeah, there was.
Didn't even get like the original voice actors back for it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I know they were doing a live action Moana. I'd be more interested in that. Just to see how they can do it. Because I bet it could look beautiful, that. Because it's a beautiful setting, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's see. Next.
The last one for film. Game of Thrones prequel Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The Hedge Knights casts Peter Claffey and Dexter Sol Ansel in lead roles. I can't be asked to read the rest of that shite out. I can't be bothered.
Are you saying
It's
you're not
interesting,
excited?
really. Yeah, it's another spin-off of.
But is there a book version of this spin-off?
Yeah, it's the Tales of Dunk and Egg books.
Oh yeah, so that's fine then, because at least they can just work off that rather than making up their own shit at the end.
Yeah, and it's not being helmed by D&D, so it's fine.
Yeah. But I don't know. Three Body Problem were really good. So who knows? But then again, that book is finished.
No, there's 3 books to the Three Body Problem.
Yeah, but it's a finished
Oh, yeah.
story. It wasn't Game of Thrones. Wasn't a finished story, and they made it.
No. Yeah, true.
And they went, "Fuck, we don't know what to do." Burn the city down. Spoiler alert.
So just based on what it's set in an age when the Targaryen line still holds the Iron Throne, so it's basically going to be running parallel to House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah, of course it will be. Yeah, because that's
more
what House of the Dragon is. It's the
Which is
downfall
coming,
of them, isn't it?
Yeah, House of the Dragon is June 12th. I think it starts.
I could be
How's
wrong.
it
It
getting
just
an
doesn't sound
TV
very
subscription
interesting to me. That's the thing. It just.
Well, 2 unlikely heroes wandering Westeros: a young, naive, and courageous knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, and his diminutive squire Egg. I'm into it.
That sounds good.
Not really.
Sounds good. I'm into it. I don't know what that story's about though. I know it exists, but I don't know what it's about, so I'm into it.
I've just told you what it's about.
I mean, I don't know.
I couldn't be bothered. The Gadget did it. Thank you.
Cheers, Gadget.
Fucking hell. Picking up his work all the time, yeah.
I know. Next.
One thing I did want to talk about, the Weird World Web. It's not so weird, but I wanted to mention this. This geezer sets off on his final day of running the length of Africa. A British man running the length of Africa sets off on the final
Danny
day
Dyer then.
Of the grueling challenge in Tunisia. Russ Cook, who calls himself the hardest geezer on social media, has been running for more than 350 days and completed the equivalent of 385 marathons.
Fucking hell.
A 26-year-old from Worthing, West Sussex, he's a local lad to me.
Oh, is that where you were from?
He's now running the... Yeah,
What, you from Calais?
He's now running the final... Worthing is now running the final 40 km of the 16,000 km challenge. And he's been joined by hundreds of supporters. He has said he had a few tears this morning, but he got it out of his system. He has actually completed it as we have been recording.
Awesome.
He began his journey at Cape Agulhas in South Africa, the southernmost point of the African continent, in April 2023.
Wow.
He's been raising money for 2 charities along the way and has recently seen a surge in donations. Sadly, he had struggled with his mental health, gambling and drinking, and he wanted to make a difference. After running through 16 countries, he has raised in excess of 700,000 for charity and has now completed his final run. He had some issues along the way, though. In Angola, he and his team were robbed at gunpoint, their cameras, phones and passports stolen. Then in August, he actually went missing. He was separated from his supporters for days in the jungle in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Should be going there.
They eventually managed to free him. They managed to free him by paying off villagers who were armed with machetes.
Fucking hell.
And in January, he turned to social media to help to get a visa to cross the border of
Mauritania.
Thank you, into Algeria.
Not Mauritius.
At the time,
Not Mauritius.
Yeah,
That's an island, isn't it?
Mauritius, but
It is.
yeah. At the time, he said his challenge could end without the visa, as there's no other way for him to reach the northern tip of Africa. It was all hanging him in the balance, to be honest, he posted. After a huge social media campaign, the Algerian embassy said it would grant him the visa on the
So
spot.
is he running
across the
to
board.
Egypt as well then? Is he running up right to the top?
No, he's running the length of it.
The length.
So he's finishing in Tunisia on the northern coast.
Oh,
of Tunisia.
yeah, of course, yeah. Then he gets a boat and goes home.
Yeah.
Wow.
A small boat, so he'll be sent away.
Yeah. Wow, that's such an endeavour, isn't it? And
That's a ridiculous effort.
But the thing is, right, and I've travelled the world, I didn't do anything crazy like that, but when you get back, that's the worst part of it, because then you're so sad, because you're back. It kills you, man. Biggie knows he's travelled the world. It's sad, innit, when you're back, mate. It's so fucking sad.
Like, I
sit there crying.
I thought it was like mental when Eddie Izzard did that Land's End to John O'Groats marathons thing.
Yeah, that is mental.
And like,
that was amazing.
And like she suffered with that one.
Yeah.
And then he's just, like, this guy's like, nah, hold my beer. I think he deserves. Yeah, I think he deserves the name of Ard Geezer.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Oh, can you imagine the chafing?
No, I think his feet probably look like elephant feet now. He's probably got like just stone feet. Oh.
I wonder how many pairs of trainers he went through during the run.
And I bet they were sponsored as well.
He'll have had to be.
Yeah. I mean, he is the real life Forrest Gump, because the length of Africa is double the width of America, isn't it? Easy.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it is. I think it's the tallest continent, isn't it? Taller than South America.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Fucking mega that. Because it looks a lot smaller on a map, does Africa, because of the nautical maps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the United States of America is 2,800 miles wide.
Yeah.
How tall?
This is what you get on this podcast, guys. Facts.
Yeah, Africa's bigger.
That's the answer.
The height of Africa is greater than the width of America. Much greater than the width of America.
So fuck you, Forrest Gump, you fictional character. Fuck you. This guy's done it. That's awesome. That's a good weird world web, because it's a nice one. It's not a weird one. It's a nice world web. Excellent. Let's get on with the show.
I probably would have mentioned it at some point anyway, but just because he's a local lad, I thought I had to throw it in.
I think it's brilliant, mate. When he's back, you need to buy him a drink.
He's also a fucking psychopath. It's not his first challenge. At 22, Mr. Cook ran from Asia to England, completing 71 marathons in 66 days. He had only run the Brighton Marathon before he decided to run from Asia to England.
Well, you've got to catch him first, Biggie, before you buy him a drink.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue.
I'm knackered when I run to Asda, and Gadget knows how close Asda is to my house. It's round the corner.
It's the end of your fucking street.
More on that later.
Fucking knackered. But let's get on with the main show. Candy, what the bloody hell have you been up to this week?
I've gone back into actually, I say I've gone back into the archives, not that far back. But I started playing Control again.
Oh,
and now I'm playing
Control.
it with the hindsight. I love it. I loved it the first time round. I'm now playing it with the hindsight of having played Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. And so much more has opened up to me. And just, I think the issue, and I said this to Gadget earlier, is the first time I played it was during lockdown. And I really struggled with a lot of the things. Like, I went in completely blind, like a lot of people say to do. So I never played a Remedy game. I had no idea what Control was about. And I struggled to grasp kind of the concept, kind of the type of game it was. And I really struggled with the map. And playing it for a second time, I don't know if it's just that extra experience with Remedy games.
It is.
Or that I was just quite high for most of lockdown. I think the trouble was I was just very, very stoned.
No, I think me and Gadget are Remedy like veterans, and we got onto Control like no bother at all. Like
apart from the map's fucking
shite.
Awful.
The map's shite. But we were like, yeah, these concepts, I can accept it. It was the SCP Foundation, wasn't it? That's all it was. The creepypasta.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely love it. I think the issue is like you follow the signpost rather than the map now.
That's what you do.
I'm so used to like playing a map. You know, when you've got a map there, you don't look at what's on the screen. You look at the map.
But the problem with that game is you can destroy the signposts.
Yes, that is true. Actually, I didn't think about that. I'm a very careful control.
The grow back.
Yeah, but also when you unlock levitation, just navigation just goes out the window. It just gets so much easier to get around.
Fly.
Yeah,
it's a great game.
But just there's something. I'm really attracted to kind of liminal spaces and everything. So that game, just the architecture in it is just, it just feels so homely to me.
How can the fucking back rooms of the oldest house feel homely?
I know, but it does.
But what about Great Ginger Protagonist?
Great Ginger Protagonist.
And we always like the Great Ginger Protagonist in this podcast.
The legend Jessie Faden.
She's so good.
Also Artie.
Yes, Artie. So is Artie? That's the first time he's introduced in the Remedyverse, right?
It is. Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
But now he's going to be in everything.
And he's singing the same song.
Yeah, he's going to be in everything now. He's their mascot now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, gameplay-wise, it's not doing anything new. What it does well. You've got
It's a
you've got
Metroidvania.
a handful.
It's a Metroidvania.
Yeah, you've got a handful of enemies, but that's not the point of Remedy games. The point is the story. The point is the atmosphere, and Hellblade did it well as well. The gameplay is second to the atmosphere, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Just think of Alan Wake 1. All the enemies were just them Shadow Men.
Yeah. But that's not what people, nobody focused on that during the reviews, I don't think.
You can also argue that like the gameplay of Alan Wake 2 isn't great, but it sells on the story and the atmosphere and the weirdness.
And what's good, what you've noticed now, Candy, is that that Alan Wake 2 is one of those Altered World events. That it's part of the Altered World events universe.
Yeah, and I'm playing it on the. I played it originally on the.
Is it called the AWE universe?
AWE, yeah. So I played it originally on the PlayStation. I bought it, but it's on Game Pass now with the. It's the whole. It's got the DLCs as well. So I'm excited to play the DLC and everything. Like I know what happens because I checked before Alan Wake.
DLC's great.
It's
great.
So yeah, I'm excited to play that. But I just love it.
It's a fantastic game.
Yes, especially if you like liminal spaces, which I do. But what I've mostly been doing, I've been very, very busy this week because a project I've been working on for 6 months is finally complete. I have finished the Fallout Mancave.
The baby's coming. Oh shit! Sorry.
No, not yet. There's still a couple of months in that oven there. No, the Fallout Mancave's done, and the video is being released on Friday, so the day after the Fallout TV show comes out.
Yeah, I assume you're happy with it.
I've been staring at it
She's
so
an
long,
artist. She's not happy with it.
No, exactly. I'm sick of the colours blue and yellow, to be perfectly honest. If I never have to see it again, that'd be great.
Royal blue and absolute mustard yellow.
She says as she'll be binging the Fallout series on Thursday.
I'm binging it so hard.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, yeah.
Well, the great thing about it is the Man Cave does have a cinema screen in it, so we're having a dress up and watch Fallout in the new Man Cave. So
have you heard the previews of the Fallout show?
Are you going as a ghoul?
The previews have been glowing.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm not going as a ghoul. No, I'm going as the Vault-Tec salesman.
Right.
He ends up being a ghoul.
Coat. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, no human version. So yeah, I've been extremely busy with that, and that actually is the reason why my Nexuses haven't always been the most filling for this year, because I've absolutely been just working my ass off on that. But it's done, and now I can enjoy other media.
Fantastic.
Can't wait to see the video, though.
It's going to be so fucking good. I said I'm going to put Fallout on the pod art anyway, because I want to get ready for the hype. I don't know what the room looks like yet, but I want to put the hype.
Well, you know, next week on the art, there's going to be a Goggins.
Oh, there's going to be Goggins for the next few months, mate. This is a pro Goggins podcast. I can't wait for that show. I really can't.
No, I'm dead excited for it. I keep watching the trailer and getting the vibes from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the joke is that the reviews are glowing, but the reviews are genuinely glowing. People are saying this is like, ooh. Everyone's saying like, oh shit, son, oh shit.
It's all the episodes as well, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all dropping on the 11th.
Like
I'm gonna tease myself with it and watch a few at a time.
I'm not expecting it to be of the quality of The Last of Us, but
no.
But
as long as it's not
are though.
Yeah, as long as it's not.
It hasn't got the budget.
No, as long as it's not a complete dog's dinner, I'll be happy with it, because Fallout's always supposed to be a little bit shit.
Yeah.
It's part of the charm.
Retrofuturism. It's got Goggins in it. It's gonna be good. He's never done a bad role. Cool.
Mr. Howard will make a cameo somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I reckon.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, maybe he will. I didn't
His
even
name's
think
going to be
of
on credits. His name's going to be on credits.
Yes, it will, because he's a producer. I hope that the mysterious stranger just pops up with no explanation, then fucks off again. Maybe he'll be the mysterious stranger.
Oh,
maybe it'd be Fallout Boy, just animated all the time.
Nice.
If we didn't already know that Walton Goggins was the Vault-Tec salesman, I would have totally had Todd Howard as. You open the door, it's like Vault-Tec calling.
Yeah. It just works. Buzzing. Gadget, what you been doing, man?
A couple of things. First one I'll go into very briefly. Lads, I've fucked up.
Uh-oh.
What you done?
Start playing EVE Online.
Oh, you've been flirting with this for decades.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's a game that's fascinated me since it was first released.
We've both read novels on it.
Yeah,
and I ain't touched it yet. I daren't play that game.
How easy was it to get into?
The onboarding's apparently good, isn't it?
The what?
The onboarding's apparently good, isn't it?
The onboarding is pretty good. So what I'll say, so EVE Online, massively multiplayer online space game. I talked about, because I read those books, Empires of Eve a few months ago. It's a fascinating game. The thing is, I've never played an MMO before, really. Like I did try World of Warcraft and I tried Guild Wars, never really got on with them. This game is one of the weirdest games I've ever played because the UI is fucking terrible. God awful.
Everyone says that.
The UI is god awful. And there are so many different systems and things to do and things to work out. But I'm really enjoying it. Like, I haven't got into
the
like
Icelandics love that UI. They love it.
I know. I haven't got out into the wider kind of universe yet. I haven't paid anything yet. I'm playing the free bit, like the free tutorializing bit, trying to understand the game and see if it's something I'll actually want to put some time into. I was going in kind of expecting it to play a little bit like something like Homeworld, where you have kind of macro control over your ship, and you do to an extent, but it's more of a case of like your ship's in space, and you've got like a little UI box that says like, you click on a target, and you click go over here, orbit it, shoot at it, repair it, whatever, and that's kind of the extent of the control you have over your ship. Most of what you seem to be doing, at the minute, I'm trying to make some money so I can buy some upgrades to my ship. So I'm going off to like mine gas clouds or mine asteroids,
minerals and stuff.
Yeah. So I go off and do that, and I queue up a few commands, and I go off and have a beer, and I come back, and it's done its thing. Like, there's an element of kind of like idleness about the game.
There's real time to it, isn't there?
There is, like, combat is real time, but even then you don't have granular control. You basically just point your ship at a ship and say, kill it. And whoever kills it first wins, effectively.
Yeah, it's very much like Star Trek, isn't it? Where they're just neck and neck at each other.
Yeah.
Who's got the better shield levels?
Yeah, it's certainly not like anything like Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous where you can have, like, direct micro control over your ship and you
Lilac Wars.
Or Lilac Wars. But it's fascinating. And actually, one thing I've never really kind of counted in, because I've only ever seen screenshots of it from back in like 2006, when it was like really, it's a really pretty game.
It is, mate. It is. I watch a guy. I've been watching him for 3-4 years now. He YouTubes it, long play YouTubes it. So he'll do like a week's worth, and then he just puts it up for 8 hours on a Saturday. And I've watched him for years, and I feel like I've played that game because I've just watched him. But he's a lot more cerebral than me. He thinks about every move he makes before, and he's making a lot of real world money out of it as well. Yeah,
so I'm fascinated by it. I don't know if it's something that I'll continue with, like once I get out of the tutorializing bit of it. I think it could be a game I could put a lot of time into, but I don't want to dedicate to it.
You can't play other games. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I haven't really got involved with any of the kind of the guild stuff or the corporations or the alliances or anything like that. Like, I haven't really interacted with any other players, so I don't know what that is like yet. But
the best way to do that is through the Discord now.
Yeah, from what I've played, I've enjoyed it. Apart from the fact that when you're doing the tutorial mission, it says, right, you've got to go to this like gas cloud or whatever and do this to work this out. Doesn't fucking tell you where that is, though.
No.
You've got to fucking scan for the bastard yourself, but it never says, scan this sector and look over here. It's like no.
It's a 4-dimensional space, mate.
Yeah. It's like, it just says, go out, find the gas cloud and do the thing. I'm like, how? Where? I can't see a fucking gas. I'm in space. It's black with dots.
And this is the kind of conundrums NASA have to solve, mate.
Tell me which star system to go to and I will find it there. No, it's just...
You should have took a Professor Brian Cox with you.
I know, but he was too busy getting back in with D-Ream.
Playing the keyboard.
Anyway, that's not the main thing I want to talk about, but yes, I have fucked up and I started playing EVE Online.
Good luck. Godspeed.
I am recording it as well. I'm going to, for my eventual YouTube channel, I think I'm going to do a video on it, like, something. I've played 100 hours of EVE Online, this is what's happened kind of thing.
Nothing. I can guarantee you, nothing's happened in 100 hours, mate. I've been watching this guy for 4 or 5 years or whatever. Nothing happens. But it's so fucking good. So I'd play it. If I had a good PC, I'd play it tomorrow.
So about 10% of the main thing that I've done is because I know you're going to enjoy the title of it in my accent. The other 90% is because it's a very interesting thing. I have watched the new film on Netflix, Scoop.
Scoop. Scoop. Poop a scooper.
Proper scoop. So this is a new film directed by Phil Martin, starring Gillian Anderson, Keely Hawes, and Billy Piper and Rufus Sewell. And it's a dramatic retelling of that disastrous Prince Andrew interview from 2019.
Fuck off, really?
No. Yes.
Funnily enough, I did see a trailer for this
existed?
Earlier. I saw a trailer on TikTok for this earlier. I hadn't heard of it before. Rufus Sewell.
I live for this.
It's completely unrecognisable.
Yeah. He's done such a good job with
Does
the
he
makeup.
look like Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
I've seen
That man's so ugly.
They've just put a load of fucking like stuff on his face.
Giving some jowls.
Giving him some jowls.
Wow.
So it's basically the behind the scenes story of how Newsnight got the interview.
Yep.
A
very famous interview, if you don't know.
Yeah, the very famous interview.
Wow, what's an interview?
Most people kind of expect that the star of this is Gillian Anderson because she's playing Emily Maitlis, who was the interviewer.
And you love her.
I do love Emily Maitlis, and I love Gillian Anderson. So the one playing the other is just like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Edging completely. Can't stop.
Just broken. But the film is actually really more about Billy Piper's character, Sam McAllister.
I love Billy Piper as well.
So Sam McAllister was the booking agent for Newsnight. And one of the booking agents, and she was the one that could get like the really hard interviews or get like convince people to go against their interests and go on Newsnight. You know, like whenever you see some disastrous politician go on there and get absolutely savaged by Emily Maitlis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was the one that could book that against people's interests.
Liz Truss, when she got Liz Truss.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
I'm going to be here forever. Are you?
And Sam McAllister is such a fucking wonderful character, like the real life person, because like she's a working class single mum who's working for a prestigious company. She wanders around the BBC offices wearing like kind of complete pleather outfits and snakeskin boots and stuff like that. Like she's got this huge kind of shock of blonde curly hair. Like the woman is unique. I've never seen anybody like her. And Billy Piper captures her down to a T.
She's great, Billy Piper. She was great in Doctor Who as well.
I didn't like the character, but you played the character well. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Rufus Sewell is fantastic as Prince Andrew. And Prince Andrew comes off so badly across this film.
Like real life?
Like real life. No, but because you get the behind the scenes shit, so you get
no sweat.
You get it
like, don't say that, don't say that, don't say this, don't talk about this, but they do.
Yeah, like there's a scene where he's kind of getting ready for the day, and he's watching. It was the day the news of Jeffrey Epstein's death came out, so he's watching the telly in his room, and there's like a maid behind him like making his bed. And he then turns around and he castigates her because she gets this collection of teddies in the wrong order. Because he's a 60-year-old man who has teddies on his bed.
Nonce! Sorry, I had to say it.
It's a fascinating film. Like, you don't get much of the actual interview in the film. I think because the whole interview was about 45 minutes long.
You can watch that anywhere anyway.
Yeah, you get about 20 minutes. What they have recreated is perfect. Like, I've seen comparison videos, and both Gillian Anderson and Rufus Sewell have imitated and found those real people in those roles. Like even down to like Prince Andrew's stammers and stutters.
Yeah. I'm so down for this. I didn't know it existed.
No, and there's a really fantastic scene when they're doing like the first the negotiation where they've got like they've got Prince Andrew, his chief of staff. He randomly brings fucking his daughter Beatrice into it. And then on the other side, you've got Emily Maitlis, you've got Sam, and you've got their producer. And
Beatrice is still sat there with him.
Yeah, and
oh God.
And Sam says something about like how the public perceive him, and he asks Sam like, spell it out for me, and she just says to his face, and apparently this was real, Randy Andy. Miles Andy.
Yeah, that's what they used to call him. The mile high Andy, that kind of stuff.
Air Miles Andy, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Fucking
joke, man. What a bad person.
So yeah, it's fascinating. Allegedly. And the best part is they capture that awkwardness after it, because, and this is apparently real, Prince Andrew thought that interview went well.
Yes,
and gave
that's incredible.
And gave Emily Maitlis a tour of the palace to be like the B-roll footage. Like Emily Maitlis is had to put like a fucking coat hanger in her mouth to keep smiling throughout while having done the most horrendous interview of her career.
That's so fucking. What's this on?
Netflix.
Oh yes, let's go.
Get a watch. It's an hour and a half long. It's to the point. It hasn't reviewed really well. I think that's possibly because Americans aren't used to the kind of. It feels like a BBC Sunday night drama.
Yeah, but some of them are good though, aren't they?
But it's really well put together. It's well acted. The look of everything is perfect. Everything is right down to it. It's fucking brilliant. It's really, really good.
It's right up my street, this. I love anything that brings down the Constitution.
Also, very importantly, the Queen is not in this at all.
Well,
she's never seen. She's mentioned, but she's never seen.
Yes.
But you do have Prince Andrew referring to her as Mummy, which is
bring down the establishment.
Creepy. So yeah, get it watched. It's really fucking good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Biggie, come on, can you top that?
Well, I'd like to tell you about a game I got a review code for, but it's classified. France 44. Yes.
Oh!
Did you like that pun? This is the turn-based tactical espionage and combat game developed by Absolutely Games.
You've been waiting for this, haven't you, for ages?
17. Yeah. So I'll quickly go through a bit of the month. So, Classified France 44 is an original take on turn-based tactics that authentically captures the challenges of World War II firefights. Set deep in the heart of Nazi-occupied France, take charge of the Jedburghs, a group of special forces working with the resistance. Use an extensive RPG system to build a team of skilled soldiers, experience history firsthand as you fight to define the success of D-Day.
Yes.
It does feature a unique morale system. Every shot counts, even if it misfires. Even if it misses, fire wears down enemy forces' morale and can turn the tide in the heat of a battle. Also features tactical stealth action, infiltrate enemy positions, set up ambushes, choose your Overwatch targets wisely. Friendly fire can change the shape of the battlefield, so position your squad and pick your marks carefully. And finally, engage in a replayable campaign. Define the success of historic D-Day battle with a replayable campaign with 15 different endings. Form a specialist team, court the resistance factions and aid them in building their strength and make decisions that lead to game-changing outcomes. So, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 as well. and the main artwork and the in-game graphics for Baldur's Gate 3 is stunning. Whereas the same can't quite be said for Classified. It's sort of more functional.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just missing. This game is missing that polish. I think both Angry Kurt and myself agree that the graphics are almost PS3-like.
Oh, that's surely though. It's a strategy game though. It's not entirely the breaker, is it?
It might not quite sum up the game perfectly, as the game's actually fun to play, but it is functional. They've clearly been influenced by XCOM. It plays very much like a sort of XCOM light. XCOM 2 light. Yep. Once you get past the tutorial, if you played any of these games before, you're on familiar territory, pun intended, and you're quickly sort of thrown into the game. Each mission comes with various objectives, unless stated as mission critical, and it gives you additional XP and unlocks if they're completed. Some missions require stealth to start with, others are all-out action fests. If you're tasked to rescue someone, they'll join your team. It's sort of no different with those kind of games that you've played before. It's fun. I like it. I don't really have an issue about how it plays. They've clearly been inspired by Firaxis game, so it kind of just literally plays like that. It's set in the backdrop of World War II. So once you've rescued somebody, you do get a sort of conversation between your heroes back at the base camp, and they start giving a backstory to the characters, which do actually give you a bit of a boost as well. It's also got all the skill trees you can unlock with each character. If your team are organised and attacking well, then you can suppress the opposition, as mentioned. You can even break that morale, which is a nice part of the game. It just means that it prevents them from taking actions, but it can also work against you in the same way. You're lucky that you can get a rallying call as part of one of your up skills, which can really help in times of stress. Back at your base, you can sort through your equipment upgrades as normal, and then access the map of the regions of northern France, where you can select the choice of the 3 factions you wish to support. And obviously, when you complete those missions for the factions, you get upgrades and bonuses and such forth. There's also a D-Day counter at the top, which I think starts around about like 55 days into the campaign. So it does give you some urgency as you replay the missions.
That does remind me of the last XCOM where
that's what got me thinking of it. Yeah, there's that sort of, we've got to get going.
I love
there's
that.
always that bit of pressure. Some areas of the map would obviously come under attack, and then you might want to go and support that.
Yeah.
It's got a few graphical issues here and there, the odd bug, but I'd recommend it to anyone that's played the XCOM game.
XCOM's not graphically that good, and it's always buggy, isn't it, Gadget?
Oh, yeah. Even
it's the buggiest game I've ever played.
XCOM 2 is still a mess.
It's a mess.
But that's the problem when I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, which I do appreciate.
Which isn't a mess.
Type of games in its own way, but there are similarities there as
Very
well.
Much there are similarities.
Couldn't help but unfortunately compare the two, so there's definitely a lack of polish.
Yeah, but you're comparing a diamond to like palladium. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a really interesting interview with the head of Owlcat Games. He was talking about Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, which I did talked about a few weeks ago.
Rogue Trader.
I was waiting for that. It's almost like a sample at this point. And basically what he said was like, a game like that is massive and in depth, but they had a budget of 30 million for it.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 had a budget of 200 million. There's a reason. Like most strategy and CRPG games have tiny budgets. Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be considered the standard because it is so the budget.
It's not
for
an indie game, is it?
It is because there's no publisher. They're a self-published studio.
But you know what I mean. Indie money.
It's not a AA budget.
No.
It's probably a harsh comparison, but I think it's just the fact that I've been playing both.
You can't help but compare them. But that's what happens when you're playing two games at once. You can't help it.
Which
I get you, mate.
Similar.
I get it. I get it. But I will tell you that I'm hankering for a good World War II strategy game.
Yeah, it's great. It obviously has the.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Really covered.
I played Commandos 3 last one, and that was a while back. The remaster. So
you've got the obviously the realism of the story that they're trying to get across from explaining what happens at this. It's set in 44, so it's not too far from the end of the war.
And when the war winning
that you have. Yay! Go Allies!
Allies! Yes, I knew that would come.
But yeah, it's definitely a game I will go back to. Admittedly, I should have probably disclosed I haven't finished it, but I put a few.
You don't have to review it. We've said that on this podcast before.
But yeah, it's just been difficult to being distracted with your favourite game from last year, you guys. I'm addicted to Baldur's Gate 3, which I do want to very quickly mention. I hope it's not a spoiler, but there was one particular mission. I am playing as Calbo Grey Merkin, monk for hire, and there was this great scenario. I went into the Goblin
camp
town, the Blight. What's it called? Blight Town or something?
No, Goblin camp.
Blighted Village.
Blighted Village.
That's the one.
That's it.
And I was making my way through there, and then I came across an area. Spoiler klaxon if you want it in there, but it's only a short thing that happened. I came across some goblins bullying. I think it was a dwarf that was tied to
on the windmill.
Yeah.
And
did you send him flying?
Yeah.
Well, I went in and I used my my fantastic dice rolling, which actually came out positive, and I managed to convince the goblins to piss off. And I went to go and save the guy on the windmill, and I pulled the wrong lever and catapulted him in the air.
You can find what he drops, can't you?
You can, yeah.
I'd saved before it happened, so
wherever he goes, you can find what he drops.
I think it drops him on. I think it drops him on the beach near where you find Astarion. I think.
Yeah. He can find
it
his
just
loot.
cracked me up, and that just kind of sums up what can happen in that game. It's amazing.
Oh, you have no idea, mate. The funny shit that game can do.
It just gets better. I keep tempting myself to have another run, but I've got so much games to review at the moment.
I'm about 40 hours in. I've pretty much what I assume is completed Act 1. I'm just finishing the Night Song off, and I got distracted with another side quest and an area I discovered.
Don't rush it, mate.
Yeah, don't rush it. Enjoy it.
I'm loving it. I'm taking my time.
It took me like 110 hours for my first run.
Yeah, I didn't get them odds, but them hours. But it's still, don't rush it. Absolutely. Excellent, mate.
But
Excellent.
very quickly, I just wanted to mention I totally agree with Candy and Gadget about Physical 100 Season 2. When I was ill, for some weird reason,
gorgeous.
I sat there and watched that. There is this weird... I totally agree with the fact that you feel healthy after watching it, but there's also a slight disconnect to what's going on the screen sometimes. And I was watching them thinking, come on, you can surely carry another one of those bags.
Come on, lad. Come on.
And then I'd find myself carrying 2 bags of shopping up the road, and I'm making noises like an asthmatic wanker. It's just, it's a very interesting series that I never thought I'd watch. But
I think it's sensational. It's just trash telly in the best, purest form.
It's just the feats that they literally pull off are fantastic, and they are in their physical peak. And then it's the dubbing and the weird production.
I can't believe
it's
he's here.
else.
Oh my god.
He's so
I was listening to
his body's perfect.
your pod last week.
He's like a god.
It had me chuckling away listening to you guys.
It's still that first challenge, that manual treadmill challenge. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Just even thinking about it makes my chest hurt.
Absolutely.
My calves are hurting me. Oh no.
But the other thing I wanted to very quickly mention is that I'm currently up to date with Shogun, and that is brilliant.
Fucking good, isn't it? Excellent. Whew. Oh yeah. Right, I've got 2 games I'm kind of reviewing. One I can't fully review because I've not finished it yet, but again, we can review them if we haven't finished them. I bought a game off award-winning Angry Kurt, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown.
Oh yes,
or Crowns. Is it Crowns or Crown? Crown.
The Lost Crown.
Croon. The Lost Crown. On the Switch, which apparently is a great version of it. It's obviously loading times are not as good as the next-gen consoles or the current-gen consoles. It is a Metroidvania. Back to the Metroid. I mean, the original Prince of Persia wasn't a Metroidvania; it was a platformer, wasn't it? It kind of launched the genre in a way.
It didn't launch the genre, but it was an iconic platformer for
Yeah, it was pivotal
before the days of PCs for your ZX Spectrums, your Amigas.
That's it. Yeah.
When they were personal computers, but it hadn't been standardized yet.
And it was very difficult. And then obviously we got the Yuri Lowenthal trilogy, didn't we, as well after that? The Ubisoft trilogy, which I still hold up as a decent trilogy. Diminishing returns, but a decent trilogy. And then Prince of Persia went off into some weird limbo places, didn't it? It went crazy. And Ubisoft brought it back to a platform style, but in a Metroidvania, guys, this time. Now, Kurt loved it, and I know he loved it. He told me he loved it. A lot of people have loved it. I'm not loving it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Mainly for 2 reasons. The combat's great. The combat's fun. It's got a Dark Souls edge to it. It's a parry system. It's parry. The bosses are great. The one thing I'm not loving is the one thing I hate with Metroidvanias. And when they do it wrong, they do it wrong. It's too open.
Right, okay.
So, and don't get me wrong, I could change this and make it better for myself. There's a guided version and a non-guided version. I'm playing the non-guided version because it says that's what the developers intended you not to be guided. So I'm playing that. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty because that's what I do because I'm an idiot. That's how I make my games longer because I'm a professional gamer. Yeah, I am. And so I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty with the guided mode, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just getting lost. For the first time in my career as a professional gamer. I'm getting lost in a game that I shouldn't be getting lost in. And I know I could bite down on the pill and just turn guided mode on and probably have a better experience. But I'm so stubborn. I never had a guided mode with Castlevania. Do you know what I mean? I never had a guided mode with Metroid. I never had a guided mode with Hollow Knight, which is the pinnacle of the genre, in my opinion. So why should I buckle down on this? Because the gameplay is great. The story's shite, but
you don't need a story in a Metroidvania.
Yeah, you don't need a story. I've got
look at the fucking story in Symphony of the Night. It's absolute fucking bobbins.
It's stupid. It's crap. But I've got quite far into it. I'm about 10, 15 hours in and no end in sight. So it's meaty. But again, I think I would enjoy it more if I wasn't as stubborn. That's my review of it.
So it's a you problem.
It's definitely a me problem because I've read a lot of reviews that are saying, yeah, we preferred the guided mode because it feels more like what we're used to, where they put a star on the map and that's where you've got to go. You know what I mean? But I'm not playing it that way. And because the devs intended it this way. So I'm sticking with what they're saying and it's making the game not as fun. So I don't know if I should buckle down and just bite the bullet and just put guided mode on and see if I can enjoy the second half of the game or not. I don't know what to do. What would you guys do?
I think for me that would mark it a bit of a failure as in Metroidvania, because the whole point of a Metroidvania is exploring.
You're supposed to know the areas, aren't you? You're supposed to recognise the areas.
Yeah, like any points,
get lost.
Any points that you have on a map should be ones that you drop down and go, remember there's something here, remember there's something here, why can't I get through here? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is time to do stuff like that. It's nice
but the joy of a Metroidvania is the exploration of it.
Learning. There is a mechanic in it. There is a mechanic in it that lets you do a screenshot of where you are and it loads on the map. But that's
handy.
It's not an unlimited resource. It's limited. You can only do it a certain amount of times.
Yeah, but if you delete one, do you get one back?
Yes, you get it back. Yeah, you get it back.
Think of it this way, Biggie. Like, you did Super Metroid back in the day. You had no guiding on that. You just had to work it out for yourself.
You recognise it.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do it now, but it was just...
I bet you would.
Yeah,
you recognise it. A good Metroidvania changes the music when you're in a different area. It changes... It changes stuff, doesn't it? It
changes the visual
style.
style.
I don't know if I acknowledged that back when I was a kid, though, when I played it. It's kind of...
Subconsciously, you probably did.
The maps are. Your memory... You know, it's all down to your memory about how much you remember of an area. Like, Dark Souls just spun me out. I couldn't.
But that is a Metroidvania in a way.
It is.
It is. But some areas just I couldn't get the connection. I was just like, where the hell am I? Where am I going?
Yeah.
You know.
So how frustrated you were when you know mechanically it's a sound game. You know Dark Souls mechanically is a sound game. It's a great fun playing, but you get stressed out because you get lost. That's what I'm currently feeling now for a 2D game. Do you know what I mean? I'm feeling like, am I thick? Is it because I'm on a small screen? Is it because I'm? Is it because I'm on my little Switch? I don't know, but don't get me wrong. It's a 6 out of 10 at the moment. I'm halfway through it. The 6 is because of the gameplay's. The bosses are fantastic. Some of the best bosses I've ever played in a Metroidvania.
Yeah,
I get it. It's great. The upgrades are fun. The character's great. The story, whatever. Who cares? The music's really good as well. It's just I'm getting fucking lost.
Just my little nitpick about Baldur's Gate 3, this is probably just purely a me thing, but you know the map that you have in game in the top right?
Yeah.
I hate the way that it can be totally the wrong way that you're facing.
You can change that in the settings.
Yeah, it's a setting.
Can you do that? Because I've definitely gone in the wrong direction,
lock it in
thinking
place.
I'm trying to connect the two areas. I'm like,
lock it in place. I did that. But
thank you. I didn't know that. I will do that.
No, of course you can, mate. But Prince of Persia, it's good so far. It's what I'd call good, but I want it to be great because I know there's a great game in there, and it's a me thing. The other main thing I want to talk about, you knew it were coming if you've been in the Discord. I love the theory of mathematics.
You do.
I'm a bit obsessed with it.
I know where you'll go with this.
I'm a bit autistic with this. I've got a touch of the tism for maths and.
I want to put that as a title, but I can't. I really can't put autism as a title.
Look, I'm neurodivergent. I'm a crazy guy, and I've been playing a lot of Balatro. Now, I know this is a controversial game, especially within our community. Some people don't like gambling. They don't like poker. They don't like this. They don't like... A lot of people on Twitter are the same as well, but I've been looking at. Balatro is not a gambling game. Balatro is a poker-themed roguelike deck builder. God! Doesn't that make your dick hard?
I know it makes your dick hard. Fucking hell.
Oh!
I'm out.
No, mate. This. Oh, I've
heard very good things about it.
25 hours into Balatro in a week. I am frankly obsessed by this game. This is now currently the best game I've played this year.
Wow.
By a massive margin. And, disclaimer, I was given a code for this. I haven't paid for it, but I believe it's about a tenner. I have not been paid to say I love this game. I am very honest with my critiques, but there's nothing to critique. It's the best thing ever. How do I explain it? So basically, Have any of you guys? I mean, Gadget's disappeared now, but have any of you guys played Slay the Spire or anything like that?
No.
Yes, I have.
Nope. The only deck builder I've played is Midnight Suns, and you couldn't even call that really a deck builder.
No, Midnight Suns had deck building bits.
I've played Slay the Spire.
Oh, and Marvel Snap. I played briefly.
Marvel Snap. That's a good analogy. Marvel Snap's a great analogy, but Marvel Snap technically has got a bigger meta game to it than this. This is a very simple mathematics game. So basically, you've got 8 stages in total. You've got 3 people to beat in these stages to get to win, basically, to win a run. And you've got a deck of cards, 52 cards, and a base. They're just 52 cards. You put down, and you've got to score points using poker hands. So 2 doubles, full house, those kind of things. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to learn them. The game tells you what they are, so you don't have to know poker. But what makes it perfect is the addition of Joker cards. So Joker cards in these are bonuses, they're perks, they're buffs, they're debuffs, they're this, that, and everything. And it's got other cards that like gold foil cards, celestial body cards that just turn it into. It doesn't feel like a poker game to me. It feels like some kind of mystical Dungeons and Dragons fucking, I don't know, this weird Magic the Gathering game. Do you know what I mean? It's like super like nerdy as fuck and super maths as fuck, which is just perfect for me. I know this. A lot of you guys don't think maths is sexy, but I think there's nothing sexier than a good equation.
No, I do. I just cracked it.
Candy's laughing her fucking head off.
I know. I just cannot I can't even take a number down. I just can't. Numbers are not for me.
I'm the same.
What about I'll tell you, maths is sexy. What about this number? 69.
Oh, well, that's different.
See?
Yeah.
See?
It's all the others around it.
No one wants to do a 70.
No one does. But yeah, it's very hard to describe how to review this, but it's a roguelike deck builder, and it's probably the best roguelike deck builder that's ever existed.
Don't say that, man. I've got other games to play.
It's my favourite game I've played this year, and I've played some AAA bangers. Do you know what I mean? It's
£12 on Steam as well. Oh, fuck's sake.
Fuck, mate, I guarantee, because you like a bit of maths theory as well. I know you do. I can see that crane in my arse. I can see it niggling in. You're a smart man. You don't have to be smart, by the way, to play it.
Is this game relevant to you, similar to games you've played, Slay the Spire and Inscription? Fuck's sake.
That's all it is. Poker is the theme. It could be mages, knights, juffing goblins, and it'd still be the same game. Poker's just the theme to get you in. Do you get what I mean? There's no gambling involved.
Use me Steam credit and I've bought it, you bastard.
I can guarantee you're going to message me and a few other people in our Discord. We're going to have a Balatro bloody channel because the theories to it.
That's all. Steam trading cards and I have credit from it.
Yeah, when you sell cards. Oh, he's discovering something new now. We've fucked him.
I always wondered what those things were for. I never even looked at them.
Sell them.
Sell them.
They're like the Steam's version of achievements. You get cards and stuff like that, and some of them are rare. People buy them.
I've seen that. Yeah. I just didn't think they were worth anything.
Don't derail my Balatro chat.
Sorry, yeah. I just queried it.
I've put about 25 to 30 hours in. If I were to give it a rating now, it's an 11 out of 10. It's
wow.
Fuck you.
I am not kidding you. It's the best game I've played on my Nintendo Switch, which is my favourite console of all time, by the way.
Right, when I finish this podcast, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to get myself another beer. I'm going to pick up my Steam Deck. I'm going to install this, and
it's perfect for Steam Deck.
And if I get addicted to this, I'm going to come down to West Yorkshire and I'm going to fucking put another hole in you somewhere.
Oh, mate, it's helped me because I've been quite poorly this, as you all know, as some of our community know. I've been very poorly, and this has got me through. And a few lads in his Discord have been messaging me about it and giving me tips and advice because a lot of them have beat it. I haven't beat it yet. I'm still like trying to beat the initial run, and the collector fawn. It's just the music's quite chill. There's nothing aggressive about it. It's just beautiful. It's pure. It reminds me of when you in the 90s when you had a Mega Drive or a SNES and you just got that one game that you are. This is it. This is my game.
So if
back
it's
in
like
the day.
You said that about
poker in the
fucking Loop
sense of the
Hero.
theme.
Loop Hero. This is the best game I've played since Loop Hero.
Fuck you.
But are you playing just against the dealer, I assume, or are you playing against other players? I don't understand.
Just a dealer.
The concept.
Just a computer. It's not multiplayer
Just the
at
dealer,
all.
yeah.
Yes, it's not multiplayer. But it's not the dealer because it's not poker. I need to stress it is not poker. It's just the theme is poker. Do you get what I mean?
It's not the dealer, the card giver.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But this is the first game I've in a long time where I've had a notepad next to me and I'm writing down strategies. I've got right into it and I'm fucking adoring it. This is going to be up there with Gotti for me. It might be like this decade's Gotti. Do you know what I mean? It's just super fucking special. But again, it's not for everyone because people just aren't into this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Your brain's got to be wired different. Some people like to blow people's heads off with sniper rifles. You know what I mean? There's none of that in this. This is just stratagems, mathematics. Just, it's so. I fucking love it. I love it like a child, like one of my children. Like Local Thunk, the guys who made this, and now the ones to watch for me. They are just. This game is so fucking. A lot of other game podcasts and reviewers are banging on about it. And I'm usually against banging on about it. You know, when people say, "Oh, it's the best thing ever," and then I get and play it, I'm like, "It's all right." The hype is real, and I'm glad I got the review copy. But again, my review, I can't give it an 11 out of 10 because that's not my scale. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a stone cold banger. It's
fair enough.
Up there with me. It is as important as Portal, Braid, fucking Half-Life 1, fucking Baldur's Gate 3, all these Dark Souls. Do you know what I mean? The Witcher 3.
Killzone 2.
It's Dragon Quest 11, Killzone 2 if you want. It's up there with some of the genre defining. This is the best roguelike deck builder ever. This is it.
Okay.
It don't get better than this.
I will try it and confirm.
Okay, I can't wait for you to scream at me down Discord. You've done it again! You've done it again! You've ruined my life! Guess what? My wife barely plays games. She plays Sims. She's been playing Balatro while I'm at work. That's how easy it is for people to get into. She's got a better multiplayer than I have. That doesn't mean anything. That's got nothing to do. But because she's playing it, I mean, she's a really big Spider Solitaire fan. So she likes cards anyway, do you know what I mean? But if she's playing it and she doesn't game, this is how accessible it is. Sorry, I'm banging on about it. Balatro is the fucking goat, mate. It's the goat. Ooh, speaking of goats, our listeners, they got anything to say?
Well, I mean, I've had to wrestle them all down from the hillsides. But starting off with Captain Generic himself, it's some twat called Stig.
Never heard of her.
He can't not be in an episode, can he?
Says, hello, my fellow crew members. Apologies for my absence, but I'm away and having a lovely time in a wet and windy forest.
I do miss him, though.
He's burying the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
The Yorkshire Ripper strikes again.
This week, I watched the Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal documentary that WWE put out this week.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
We discussed this last year at the time, but sadly, WWE star Wyndham Rotunda passed away at the age of 36. Wyndham had a ridiculously creative mind, coming up with some of the most unique characters and viral marketing and matches that the WWE has ever seen. What was really great about this documentary was how they had a load of unseen footage of his early career and backstage moments, plus some really great interviews from his brother, sister, parents, wife, ex-wife, friends, and colleagues. Everyone had such amazing things to say about him, excuse me, and we got to hear stories about how much of a supportive brother he was. The man Wyndham Rotunda seemed to be was so different to the characters he portrayed, which I think just spoke to how amazingly creative he was. It goes into everything from his sporting career, his start in wrestling, the troubles of being given a terrible gimmick before coming back with the Bray Wyatt character, and blowing the creative team away. His career went from strength to strength, and after that, although it doesn't cover the times the WWE pulled the rug out from under him, it does go into the troubles he had with mental health, including the loss of fellow wrestler John Huber. The whole thing is narrated by The Undertaker, but unfortunately it's not very good in my opinion, and his presentation and cadence comes across as a bit true crime. It's probably the only negative about it. It's a huge sign of respect from The Undertaker to do this, but the presentation style wasn't great. If you're a wrestling fan, it's a must-watch. Just watch out for that person cutting onions nearby.
I mean, I'm not into modern-day wrestling. I like old wrestling, actually, but even I know Bray Wyatt, and I know the impact he had.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen it. He's such a fucking visionary when it comes to that field of entertainment. You know what I mean? It's such a sad loss. I bet we were quite emotional for Stig, that one.
Yeah, it will have been. I've also read The Yellow Wallpaper, a short story by American writer Charlotte Perkins Gilman, published in 1892. This from Wikipedia. It is regarded as an important early work of American feminist literature for its illustration of the attitudes towards mental and physical health of women in the 19th century. It's also lauded as an excellent work of horror fiction. So Stig says, it's a really interesting book that feels like it was way ahead of its time. I really enjoyed reading about the book after, about its themes and the many theories people have had of it over the years. See you next week. Oh, and of course, chocolate's in the fridge.
Oh,
Chocolate in the fridge. Chocolate in the fridge. But yeah, he's right about that. I studied it in English lit at college, and it's an important piece of work that, because it's a short story, people don't take it as seriously as they should. But because it's a short story, you can get the mood piece straight pretty quickly in an afternoon. So I think it's important.
Yep.
Yeah, love that.
Next up, Oodles' heterosexual life partner, Bobby Wayne, has said, hello all, I know I've not been writing in, but I can promise I've been faithfully listening each week.
Yes.
This week I've been rewatching the TV series Lost, a show about a group of misfits stranded on a mysterious island following a plane crash.
He's always like Lost as Rob. He's always liked it.
I've just finished season 3, which is where I watched to when it was airing back in 2006, and now I'm in unfamiliar territory. It's definitely an interesting show, with interwoven backstories that actually feel worthwhile to watch, and mystery upon mystery moving forward through our experience of the island. It does fall foul of the classic trope of characters not always sharing information that could be useful to others for seemingly no reason. However, when a character does die, it feels like it serves a purpose rather than just delivering shock value. I know there's some controversy surrounding the ending, however, I'm still happy powering through. This is also my wife's first experience with the show, as she was aware of how it ends. Despite this, she is loving the show. Big up to our favourite character, Saeed Jarrah.
Love Saeed.
Thanks for keeping me entertained on my commute, folks. I'll try to keep in touch.
He's a good kid.
It's an interesting show, wasn't it? It's just.
I tell you what now, and I know about. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but I know about the ending because I read it retrospectively. And do you know what? A big scene's coming up now, really quietly in the depths of the internet, where people are saying, "Do you know what? We like that ending." So don't be discouraged, Rob, because maybe now in your adult eyes you might like it, because a lot of people are turning around and saying, do you know what, it's poignant, you know. I mean, I'm not bigging it up. I ain't bigging it up, mate, but
I think the problem was because that first season, maybe going into the second one, it just promised so much. I
think the first 3 seasons that I watched were brilliant. I just dropped off.
Intrigue, and you just like, oh, I want to know why that's there. What's that happening? Why is that happening? How's he linked to that?
The trouble was they wrote it and they didn't know themselves.
Yeah, and then it just
didn't know where to go.
And on and on, and it was none of it was really making sense.
They also admitted that they didn't realise it'd be such a success.
Yeah,
they didn't realise how big it was going to be. And it was the first, in my lifetime, first water cooler show where you talked about it at school, you talked about it at work.
I agree with that. First of the kind of big budget actual TV series rather than movies. Yeah. And
I think
The Sopranos came before that, didn't it?
But Sopranos wasn't as shock value Sopranos until later on.
Yeah.
And it was still Sopranos is still kind of niche, isn't it? Whereas Lost, I think, appeals to a wider audience.
Yeah, fair.
And they put it on Channel 4, which was huge for back then. But yeah,
I think not revealing it. I think the ending was at some point telegraphed. It was so obvious, kind of what had happened.
Yes,
in the end, it was just we all knew what was coming.
In retrospect, we have to respect what it did. Now, as adults, we have to be like, let's respect that a bit now. It tried what it wanted to try, and it was a pioneer. So carry on with it, Rob. Let us know when you've done, mate.
Yeah, if I have time, I might rewatch it.
I might actually. I've got the box set of all of them. I've just never gone past season 3.
Moving on, Kieran Corrigan has said, "Hello, folks. Cracking episode as per." He was talking about last week's episode 179.
It means every episode.
Every episode. He says, "I'm 1 billion% on the side of putting Easter eggs in the fridge.
No.
Any chocolate.
Yeah, no.
Any chocolate, really. Not that I'd object to being handed a room temperature Snickers. I like the extra crunch. But I think it stems from being a kid and once having a cooled Mars bar that had been cut up into little sections and a brilliant cross section.
Yes, mate.
No.
That's what it's all about.
No.
Yes.
I remember that.
I think it was after
Sucking
going
on
to
a
the
Mars bar
dentist.
candy is the best
Thanks,
thing.
Mum. That's
chocolate's the best.
That's what you need right after going to the fucking dentist. A fucking cold Mars bar to really
Sucking on a Mars bar.
Pull out your
Chopped up
fillers.
in little sections. It's
It's
like
great
the
and
Mars
bigger.
bar lasted twice as long. It was incredible.
It's fucking incredible. I put cookies in the fridge, mate.
Oh,
Cookies.
no, microwave.
I put chocolate in the fridge, but not Easter eggs.
Cookies
That's the
either
only one
need
I
to be
wouldn't put
hot or if they're cold, they need to be like that spongy texture. That,
I
where they
like
break
to
apart
chew on
soft.
my chocolate. I like to chew on it.
You can chew on it without it breaking your molars.
I've got all my teeth. I'll have you know.
After this god-awful take, he goes on to say, "It feels like I've played, watched, done bugger all for the last couple of weeks, beyond 12 or so hours of Helldivers 2, which, to be fair, is fucking brilliant.
That's enough.
Several of my friend groups play it, so I've been diving around with different folk like a right hussy, including your very own Gadget and Stig, I think, yes. Who can say it?
Slagging.
I was under the intoxicating influence of democracy, and probably beer. Yeah. It was mostly beer. I also read another one of the 60-odd Warhammer 40,000 Horus Heresy books, but I'll spare you that level of nerdery. If I finish the one I'm on now by next week, you may not be so lucky. Take it sleazy, Kieran."
Can't stop, can he? He loves to paint them little boys, doesn't he?
He does.
Loves the hams.
I mean, out of context, that's a terrible sentence. I do apologise. I didn't mean it that way, Kieran. You know I love you. Oh, I'd love to get into Warhammer, but I'm too old.
I haven't got that much money.
Just play the video games.
It's too late, mate. It's too late.
Bolt gun
I'm
is
gone.
banging.
I'm past it. I've got Balatro to play, mate. There's no point.
Adam Golightly has said, "Evening, hope all is good. It's probably been well over a year since I've sent some feedback in, so here you go. Chocolate.
Been a while.
Leave it out of the fridge."
Yes, thank
Adam.
you. Somebody on the size of sense. Oh,
He probably don't eat his pizza handles either.
probably not, and quite
Yeah,
right
he's
too.
probably
I know
one of
that
them.
man. I know that man in
One of
real
them.
life, and I'm outraged at this take. I'm outraged. I thought it was on the side of fridge.
No fridge. Hashtag no fridge.
Mike Hollister has said, "So my feedback this week is coming to be controversial. I think
He's a fridger, isn't he?
this week I finally watched the Blade Runner final cut,
Oh, have you now? He didn't like it, did he?
and I wanted to like it, but I just didn't.
He's a replicant. He's a replicant.
He's a replicant.
Yeah.
He is a replicant.
He needs to take on those questions.
Yeah,
and see the
the
answers.
Void Kampf test.
Yeah.
Felt like all that happened was it rained and people got sad, which, to be honest, just sounds like living here in Calderdale. I have been enjoying more science fiction recently, thanks to your recommendations, but for me, Percy, this was a swing and a miss. Mike,
Wow.
what are you doing to me, boy? What are you doing?
Look,
I've
Mike's
never met
a beautiful-
anyone that doesn't like
No.
Blade Runner.
Pip doesn't
Mike's
like
a
Blade
beautiful human being. He's a beautiful human being. I know 3 people that don't like Blade Runner. 4 now, because Mike.
Runner. 5, because Pip doesn't like it.
Oh, out of the millions that love it, 5's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm sorry, Candy, but you also finished off. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot chocolate in the fridge.
I know he's a fridger.
Yeah, boy! He's back in it. Fuck Blade Runner. He's back. He's back in the game. Let's go. Stig's fucking fist pumping in the air at the moment. He's like, yes!
High-fiving himself.
Fridge chocolate.
Oh, but the condensation on it, no.
So,
You called it sweat over there.
Yeah.
Chocolate sweat.
Chocolate sweat.
continuing the poor takes, Mr. Worldwide himself, Planty, has said, "Hello, murden escapisms." I think he's found a meme from 2007.
I think he has, hasn't he?
The "Oh my god, goosebumps" one.
Good on
Oh,
Walt
yeah.
Smoth.
Firstly, chocolate lives in the fridge in our house for one reason only. It takes
Yeah, boy.
it takes longer for this particular fat bastard to eat it.
Oh, plenty.
That's fine.
I
He's
thought
still
we were
team
friends.
fridge.
This week hasn't been the most modern of watches, as we've been watching the X-Men films ahead of you utter mutants talking about them on the Patreon feed.
Oh,
Quote,
it's
money
coming.
please. Both mine and Rachel's top 3 has to be X2, Logan, and X-Men The Spy Who Shagged Me. I'm sorry, First Class. There's more crap than good stuff. There's more crap than good stuff in the franchise, and not a single shot of Fassbender's massive one-eyed snake.
Michael Fassbender's got a huge dick.
The newest film we watched this week was Next...
I think you told me before.
Yeah, it's huge.
The newest film we...
Oh, as if you haven't researched it, you cheeky moo.
Well, you know.
It's called a cheeky moo.
I like it. It's old school.
Popped up.
No, I like it.
I haven't heard someone say cheeky moo in so many years.
You cheeky moo. That's the podcast title. Cheeky moo.
I am 50.
The newest film we watched this week was Next Goal Winner, the new Taika Waititi film.
Oh, I watched that.
A sweet film based on the interesting true story of the worst team in the FIFA World Rankings. There were a few giggles, and I got a tier count of 6 in some of the more touching moments. But then this is a man that cries at RoboCop when he gets dumped out of the car in bits, so a pinch of salt in it.
I sad that bit.
It's not the worst thing I've watched this year, but it's a considerable way off the best. Watch the documentary of the same name from 15 years ago. It's uplifting and thoughtful. 3 out of 5. Might have been a 4 out of 5 if we got a single shot of Fassbender's massive one-eyed snake.
Oh, yeah, he's in that as well, yeah.
Anyway, gotta fly. I'm getting my first cap for Guam tonight.
Oh, nice. I watched that Next Goal Wins American Samoa thing. Again, I'm with him. It's like mid. It's like 3 out of 5 because there are some good characters in it, and Fassbender again's really good. Fassbender reminds me of Sven-Göran Eriksson in it, which is just weird.
But he's not hanging dongs, so is it worth it?
He's not hanging. You can see it in his shorts.
Fair enough.
You can see it. You can definitely. He has got one of the biggest knobs in Hollywood. I'm not even lying, Candy. He gets it out on that film. Plenty of know which film it was, but I've seen it. It's huge.
Find out.
I've just literally seen her screen fire up as she starts to Google.
It's literally a fucking anaconda, and it were on soft and all on flop. Monstrous, absolutely monstrous.
I type in Willy or.
Okay, while Candy's working out how to use Google,
You get Willy Wonka come up with.
Face, did you see the face?
Jesus. And that was in shorts.
Jeez. And that's on soft, mate. That's on Slack. You want me to sit on that, would you? Gravity is not your
I'd
friend.
certainly try.
well, now that Candy's wank bank is sorted for the night, I'm moving on. Xenos has said, I don't have anything new for this week, so you're getting an in-depth answer on the fridge chocolate thing instead.
Yes, let's go, brother.
I don't put... Candy, pay attention. Candy.
Sorry.
Looking at dongs. She's looking at dongs.
Candy.
I'm back.
I don't put Easter eggs in the fridge because they're generally pretty shelf stable and don't tend to melt easily. Plus, they're an awkward size to put in the fridge if it's full.
Yeah,
Most chocolate bars go in the fridge because I prefer them cold, including chocolate-covered biscuit things like Yorkie biscuit bars and Kit Kats, but not if they have a thick caramel layer in, such as caramel Rocky bars are fine. Mars bars end up nearly bulletproof.
Yeah.
Boxes of assorted chocolates go in the fridge.
Star bars.
Star bars. Oh.
Boxes of assorted chocolates go in the fridge because of an incident a few summers ago where some coffee cream-filled ones literally liquefied in the box on a particularly hot day.
Oh.
Yeah. I've known that.
No one wants to have coffee cream on a hot day anyway.
No. Hotel Chocolat...
I do. I like coffee cream.
Not on a hot day.
Hotel Chocolat has an assortment they only sell in summer that's specifically intended to go in the freezer, so obviously those go in the freezer. Chocolate digestives go in the biscuit tin because putting them anywhere else feels wrong.
I agree.
You never put a biscuit in the fridge.
No, you don't, because it makes the biscuit soft and the chocolate too hard.
Yeah.
Xenos has perfectly done the science behind this. Straight chocolate, what I like to call neat chocolate, goes in the fridge. Neat chocolate. Not egg-shaped chocolate, neat chocolate, like a Yorkie. That goes in the fridge. Something with a bit of heft. Something with a bit of heft. A crunchy. I ain't putting a crunchy in fridge.
No,
it's supposed to be melty in your mouth.
Well, you wouldn't want to as well, because if you bit into a crunchy that'd be in the fridge, you'd run the risk of like slitting your own throat from the inside.
It would chatter, absolutely chatter.
I ain't putting a bag of Maltesers in fridge either.
No, Pip does that.
Maltesers are supposed to... Oh no!
I have had that. That does work.
I think it's something. It's the heft. We need to get an equation set out.
You know what we need to do? We need for the patrons, we need to do a goddamn best chocolate episode, and we need to separate it by fridge and not fridge.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's it. That's content now.
Should we just call it fridge or no fridge?
Yeah.
Fridge or no fridge? Oh, we'll put that for them to vote on, and I think they'll vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Xenos' scientific approach on that because I kind of agree with it. I don't put Easter eggs in either. Easter eggs belong on the shelf, just on or in a cupboard.
So because I've got into the habit of putting some things in the fridge, like because Pip, I don't normally have chocolate. Pip has chocolate more than me, and I always just put her chocolate in the fridge. If I buy myself
Maybe it's
chocolate,
for people
it goes
with
in the
mental
fridge.
illness like I have.
Yeah. The stuff that comes with an Easter egg goes in the fridge, not the Easter egg itself.
Absolutely. Not the Easter egg itself. Because
However,
an Easter egg.
However, that said, it's a week past Easter. I haven't eaten my Easter egg yet.
Oh,
Oh, mate, come on.
You mean it
Oh,
has
but-
disappeared?
You what?
I shouldn't even have it.
I don't do chocolate.
What about Jesus Christ?
It hurts me teeth.
Actually, do you know what? I think on the
What
last
is it?
pod I said that I hadn't got any Easter eggs and to send them to my tattoo shop, and I didn't get any.
Yeah.
Well-
Oh, did you not?
No.
The
I was
bastards.
thinking maybe just
mate.
a mini, like a cream egg.
When
or
we do the
something.
pod meet up, I'm bringing you chocolate. Lots of it.
Thanks, an egg.
And it's gonna be car temperature as well.
Oh, my favourite.
When I see you next month, I'll bring you chocolate.
Easter egg. Chocolate,
no,
won't do.
I've got
But I tell you what, if I
one
still haven't eaten my Kit Kat Easter egg, I'll bring it down for you.
Oh, no, I
the
can't.
perfect the perfect chocolate vessel for the fridge is a slab, one of them yard slabs, of dairy milk. If you can fit it in
Oh,
the
do you remember those?
No,
They
no,
were
no,
fucking
no.
Because
massive.
we've got an
it's-
American style fridge, and it fits.
It's the Toblerone and on and on and on and on one. Do you remember them?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Do you remember being the same height
The white
as those?
one's delish.
I remember being the same height as those, and I remember that period between Christmas and New Year just having shattered gums.
I was
from
going to
just
say at the
chewing
end,
through that.
a Toblerone injury when the pyramid hits the top of your mouth.
It gets it,
Oh,
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hell,
It's
you
worth
feel
it.
can't
I've
you?
been I've been hurt by a Toblerone
Yeah.
before. Yeah, there should be a hotline for that, shouldn't there?
Yeah, or if you try and get it down the side, then the nougat just goes straight in your gum.
Oh, yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
you.
But it's worth the pain.
Cold nougat's not brilliant either.
When he was, what's his name from the Billy Murray to do an advert.
Yeah.
Have you been injured by a Toblerone? Get compensation.
Yeah, we do. This debate needs to go on indefinitely because it's an important scientific study.
But we do have one more feedback, and this is from Best Boy Angry Kurt.
Oh, he's been waiting.
This week has been more of the same, pretty much. I finished Princess Peach, continuing with Lost Judgment, reading the MCU book, which I've nearly finished, and open for anyone of the ME crew who would like to borrow it and have a
Me, please.
And I've been continuing with Shogun, X-Men, and 3 Body Problem, all of which are very good.
Good man. Yes.
I also did start...
He's listening to it. He's listening to us, isn't
Yeah.
he? He's listening to us.
I did also start Marvel's Midnight Suns on the Steam Deck for my handheld fix, and I like it so far. Only 3 hours
I
into
like
the
it.
gameplay is a lot of fun. A bit mixed on the Abbey-based stuff, as it seems to be like a lot of busy work. It fucking is.
That's me and Biggie agree on that. It's the shittest bit in it.
Biggie, Gadget.
Running around trying to kiss Captain America. It takes too long.
Fucking hated all the stuff.
Why
in the
is
Abbey.
that in there? It's such a weird
Just,
choice.
just give me Spider-Man kicking the shit out of Venom in New
Yes.
York in turn-based.
Yes,
Like, I
I,
like-
agree.
Thank you.
The Abbey-
I like the
The Abbey is
card-based
shite.
combat. The card-based combat is great.
I do.
Just don't like the
Not as
Abbey.
good as Balatro.
Oh, does Wolverine want to be my best friend? Let's go sit by the pool, shall we? I'll go take
They go
you to
fishing.
a
They go
little-
fishing and stuff, and
A
start
little
hugging and
fishing
stuff.
area, shall we? We talk about your problems. Fuck off.
It's fucking Captain America being fancying Captain
Blade.
Marvel. Oh
Yeah,
no!
he
Yeah,
does.
it's Blade fancying Captain Marvel and getting in on the
Yeah.
fucking book club so we can get closer to her.
So we can get close to her.
it's just-
Yeah, you can see that to its conclusion, and she just pies him off in end anyway.
Oh, if it wasn't so weird and actually made me chuckle, I would have ditched that game a long
But it's
time
not-
ago. But
That's the thing. It's so earnest. It's hilarious.
So you can have a whole session based in the Abbey and not fight at all, which isn't great. And I'm hoping that's because I'm so early. You're still teaching me stuff there, mate. No.
No, the Abbey stuff stays till the very end. You'll be happy to know that the only bit in the Abbey you need to concentrate on is the forge. You can ignore everything else.
The forge, the map room, and the upgrades room, if I remember right.
The upgrade room, yeah. You can ignore everything. And trust me, I 100%ed that game. You don't need to do it all. I just did it because I wanted to hear references and people talking about Marvel characters that I've not heard about in about 6 years, 16 years, whatever.
You can mash
I
through
like,
most of
I
the
like
I didn't
dialogue.
realise you played it that much, though. I remember talking about it. I don't remember you playing it, though.
I finished it, mate. I finished it. Loved
Wow.
it. I
Good
loved
on
it.
you.
In end, I give it like I think I give it like 8 out of 10. The Abbey stuff knocked it a point. It's shit. Great game, though.
Yeah,
Great game.
That's all the feedback. And he's like, sorry, I've been distracted. I have a small creature here.
There's a dog.
I did see her sneak
There's a
in, actually.
dog.
I was going to say. Oh,
Yeah.
look.
Hi, dog.
And she's
Oh, this is why you need to watch the YouTube version. Oh, she's yawning now. She's tired.
yeah, she's refusing
She's
to settle
tired.
down, and she keeps like bumping my hand, which is why I keep getting distracted. So
Is it Dolly?
She
Did you
picked
name
your
her Dolly?
favourite,
And
yeah,
Dolly, I need to let you know. Dolly. As always, Dolly, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk.
She'll get
So
onto
Dolly,
her
don't
iPad.
forget.
She'll get onto her iPad.
Don't forget, Dolly. Modern Escapism is coming very, very soon. This month, we are now scrambling to get that episode recorded. Scrambling.
Also, me and Biggie
fucking-
need to record the last of Too Faff now that you've seen the film, Biggie, and you're feeling better. Yeah, don't
Just get
shake
it
your
done.
head. Don't
Get it
shake your
done.
head.
Get it done tomorrow.
Gotta shout. Just
Get it
shout
done.
about it one more time, and then it's done until 11
Even if it's an
comes out.
half an hour episode saying, we hate it. And that's Too Faff, Too Curious.
Just copy and paste from any of the other episodes, mate.
That'd be a funny experiment, just you actually talking to old Biggie's comments on it. That would be funny. That would be funny. But Biggie does the recap, doesn't he?
Biggie does the story.
Yeah, Biggie is the story. But yeah, Modern Escapism is coming. So get X-Men, the Bryan Singer one, watched now. Get it watched now. This is your official warning.
Also, we won't be talking about Bryan Singer.
No, that's the only time you'll hear his name.
You'll hear his
Get that
name when
watched
it's like
now.
this film was directed by Bryan Singer and nothing else happened.
And don't look him up. But get that watched now. This is your official warning. Get it watched now. Write your own notes. Send us some feedback on how you feel about that film, because it's going to be epic. This is going to be a long series of Patreon exclusives. You've got to be a patron to be in it. We're going to give you a taste like any good drug dealer. We're going to let the first one go out for free and get you hooked. Get you fucking hooked. Anyway, this is usually where the show ends. But before we end it, let's go, boys. It's time. It's a trip down to Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Just a very quick observation, actually, this week. You know escalators? Bit scary. Bit scary, aren't they?
Can't help
Up
it.
or down, there's just that little pump of adrenaline before you
Well,
get
they don't go any other way, do they?
So, sideways escalators. That would be good.
They're called travelators, mate.
But they will probably be scary as well. But my point is, escalators, scarier to walk down when they're not on, when they're not working. Like, have you ever walked down an escalator that's not moving?
That's
Yeah.
called stairs.
It's
They're
just
called stairs,
it's-
yeah.
No, but it's just
They were
stairs.
invented first.
It's just but stairs aren't as scary. I was going to say not scary.
Like metal
as
toothed stairs. The toothed
Yeah.
stairs, aren't they?
But I
can't
always-
even say it. Toothed stairs.
Like, is it going to suddenly go? Is it going to collapse? Is it going to explode? Am I going to get sucked into it?
I don't think they work autonomously. I think you've got to press a button.
Well, that's what you think.
That's true. It's only from my.
They're actually
Perception.
quite hard work going up as well when they're not working, because they're bigger steps.
They
So
are
you-
bigger steps. Yeah, they are.
You actually have to put more effort to go up an escalator when they're not working.
Like an average staircase, and I've been doing this research because I'm moving out. The average staircase is a size 6 foot
Oh,
length. Size 6. Did you know that?
I did not. I've got size 5s myself.
Yeah.
Actually, 5.5.
And does your foot fully fit on your stair?
I can't say I've ever observed. I
Well,
will
now
check.
you will.
Yeah, but the thing is,
And every single listener of this podcast will now go and put their foot on their
the
staircase.
trouble is going up or downstairs, kind of like breathing. As soon as you start thinking about it, you're doing it manually. So think about breathing. Now you're manually breathing.
Don't, because I've got asthma,
It's
mate.
awful, isn't
I'm
it?
going to die.
Yeah, it's bad.
But back to escalators. So You think it's scarier when they're turned off?
When they're not working, yeah.
Have you seen the video of Escalator Rapunzel?
Oh, yes.
Probably.
What is that?
It's very famous. The escalator was on, and she had one of the world's longest hairs. It was down to her ankles. What do you think her hair did at the end?
Oh my god!
Oh no!
It went in, and it kept going in. And at the side of every escalator on the planet is an emergency stop button. Did these Americans decide to press that emergency stop button? No.
What happened?
No, they did not.
Did her head come off?
She got scalped. This is a true story. So it is kind of scarier when they're moving, mate.
Yeah, but no, when they're not moving, and then it's
look how quiet you've got. You got really quiet then.
Because now I've just you've unlocked a new fear.
Yeah.
Another thing to add to the
I
collection.
won't have that problem, so I'll be all right.
Yeah, but you've got a beard,
all right,
though.
mate, yeah. His beard's not going to be down to an escalator.
It might be one day.
If you trip up and get took off. But yeah,
it's not
What about
Gadget's got
Fassbender?
more of that an issue than me.
Oh, Fassbender, he could be fucked, couldn't he?
Fassbender could get his
big
cock
time.
stuck
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that isn't a true story. I mean, Gadget knows of it. It went round, didn't it, for a while?
It did. It
was
was.
It was harrowing. It didn't scalp her full head. They managed to stop it when they got halfway up her hairline, but it scalped her.
Yeah, but your hair doesn't grow back, does it, once you've been scalped?
Nope. You have to have surgery.
Oh, God.
So it's up to you if you... I've ruined your feature, haven't I? It's up to you if you decide, is it worse moving or stopping? Because stopping's safer,
I'm
technically.
just going to avoid escalators from now on, I think.
Get in an elevator. No one's ever died in one of them.
Yeah.
Still have a little fear of them.
My son won't go in a lift. He won't go in them. He's frightened of them.
The Omen 2?
Yes.
What's that other film as well? It's called like...
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. What's that one? It's the little old biddies, the devil. I think is it called Lift or something?
The devil. The devil, yeah.
It's called Devil.
Little old biddy. Devil, yeah.
Oh, I was trying to think of the name of it.
It's called Devil, and the old biddy is the devil.
Oh.
Biddy. We can't be calling them biddies, can we?
She is. She is Biddy. Wasn't it Raymond's mum?
We're supposed to be a woke podcast.
Was it not?
It won't be long before you call me that.
Oh, little.
Ethan Hunt, wasn't it? Ethan Hunt.
No, I'm talking about the
Devil.
Biddy. Wasn't that Ray Romano's mum?
Biddy. I think it was Ray Romano's mum from Everybody Loves Raymond. Oh, God, that's so...
The special awards episode, the biddies.
The Biddies.
The biddies. What a tangent. What a great addition to Candyland. Escalators. Yay or nay? Right, if you're
Tell
not
us about your best escalator.
The Arndale Centre.
Let's not escalate
my
this.
favourite.
Hey.
Let's not.
Hey.
If you're not a patron, this is the end of the show too. Thanks for spotting us. But if you are a patron, we'll see you in a video in a second. Bye, everyone. Bye.
If me clapping in the office doesn't bring all the kids running in, I don't know. Why is he clapping in there?
Oh, is it fun in there? Is it fun in there?